but we used to
I'm
play
gonna
that.
get semen.
What?
Play it.
Dude, don't say
recording.
Hey, don't say that at Skullfest. Please don't do that.
I'm bringing semen to the fucking with the Dreamcast, and we're gonna play. We're gonna grow this little fucker up to a human being.
You're gonna sit in the tub and be like, I need some semen.
Hey fuckers, it's Friday.
Can't spell shattered without shat or turd.
Like a gut punch to the abdomen.
Some of the funniest shit on the web.
I call it a rock Fred.
I like the cut of your jib, gentlemen.
These 5 are the only protection we have.
The best part of the show is the genuine Hasbro love.
Good night, folks.
And of course, Matt's weekly farts.
Breaking news. It's very outside of the box.
Nailed it.
I love Friday. Bob's Bait and Tackle, now carrying Hasbro.
They truly are your favorite podcast.
Thoughts, prayers, likes, and shares.
Shut up,
From A to B.
Uncut. Is that you?
When are you gonna bring Larry back?
My favorite Star Wars podcast.
Shattered cast on
Like complete fuckers. Podcast is intended for mature audiences only, and its sole purpose is to entertain. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now and
Shut the fuck up, Chip.
Hey there, everybody! Welcome back to another episode of Shattercast Uncut. This is episode 220. Yay! We are almost close to 221, and we have everybody with us today. Thank God, because I miss everybody all the time because I don't get a chance to talk to these guys very much. But I'm just
all right, guys. I got to go. Something. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, fuck you later. All right, first we got Robert D. How you doing, fella?
Hey, Matthew. How are you?
I'm good.
I heard you got KO'd.
Yeah, I got KO'd, I guess.
Like, it was like a cheap KO, like an allegation that you eat fried peanut butter.
Yeah. Oh, I got something coming for that. I'm gonna do a rebuttal or something like that. I'm gonna make my own little video of someone named Bubby. Yeah. People have been asking me to do it too, anyway. So, anyways, speaking of the man of the hour, how you doing, Bubby?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking.
Great. And T2R6, how are you doing?
I am doing well. Thank you very much.
Great. And last but not least, we have Greg. Crickers.
Shout out to the 8th wonder of the world, Australia. And it's Giant Pink Sex Toys and Meth Labs.
They don't all know each other. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I know. That was so weird. There's like 500 people in the country, and he doesn't know who Lenny is.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. But
one of our listeners got a special little shout out.
Yeah, he's a great dude. Hopefully he gets to come to TFCon, but it's pretty expensive. So we'll go back and we'll say what we got this week. Robert, what'd you get this week? If you got anything.
I'm appalled that we have Bobby in amusement park mode today.
What do you mean?
You're like, next, move along, stop fucking around, move along.
No.
Wait, Scream Machine, hold on.
No, I'm chill now. I just needed to get the show started.
See the baboon, give the giraffe a pet. I'll get the fuck out of here. Let's move along to the next ride.
Give the giraffe a pet. What type of amusement park do you go to? Give the giraffe a pet. That's funny.
Listen.
What did I get this week?
It's the fact that his kids don't go to sleep till like 2 a.m., so they just sneak in real late.
It makes them curious.
They're awake right now.
I know. I'm not surprised.
Nap time soon. If they want it. You know. Got some protests to draw up. I don't think I got anything. Yeah. I got in all those fucking Jaegers. Oh, God. Fucking Bandai Ghetto Jaegers. Like SH Ghetto Arts. That's what they are.
Are these
everybody was like, yeah, I love them. These are wonderful. Okay. Yeah, they're worth $20, but were they worth the boners? No. You know, this is the Ghetto Arts.
Bandai. We got to echo.
Ghetto Arts.
It's Robert.
No, it's
Robert.
Not.
It's definitely you because if you're the only one talking who's not echoing, it's you.
It's you.
These are the fan of the movie?
Yes, I like the movie. I can't wait to see the new one. I need a little time.
Why didn't you spring for the more expensive ones? Why did you buy the retail ones?
I thought they were good. They look good.
They are
and
good.
Hit or miss.
$20.
Yeah, they're good for $20. No, that's my point. They're worth $20, but fucking people are like, oh my god, they're so amazing.
Well, I think the reason
prices.
You weren't doing that, Greg. You were just saying they were good for the price. You said they were good for the price. That's what you said too. You were never like, hip hip hooray, get awards, yay.
Well, look at some of the people that were super excited.
I think
about
the reason why everybody's so excited because you actually got to buy robots, and people are so waiting to buy Transformers. They're like, well, this is going to be close.
People are like, fuck, I'll just take what you give me. Is it a fucking heartless, soulless franchise with bullshit figures? I'll take it.
You know, it's funny. They have these fake double ball peg necks. They're really just like ball joints, and they build them to look and feel like some type of articulated.
These are the Bondi ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a ball peg that goes like in from the neck to the head, and then another one from the neck into the torso. So it kind of tries to act like a double ball peg, but it's just two separate single ball pegs. Yeah,
it's just fake. It gives them a swiveling neck.
Yeah,
I get a decent full range of motion out of them. It's the fact that this new like design aesthetic has the heads typically sitting inside of like a. Like an enclosure, like they have it's not I'm not going to say it's a hunchback, but like there's like it looks like the Robert mute yourself if you can't control yourself. It looks like if they were quote unquote real world, it would be a design to protect the head because that's where the humans live, and the old ones they kept getting their fucking heads ripped off.
A couple zero is all excited about the SOC Gypsy Danger, and I checked it out, and it's on Ami, right? And then I looked at a review before clicking buy, and I'm like, what? Like the hands aren't articulated, the head doesn't really go left and right, the fucking arms don't really raise up past 45 degrees. I'm like, what? Like
because of the shoulder pads.
Yeah, and it's like, it's like the big main thing is the fucking light up gimmick. I'm like, I'm sorry, but for $220, you gotta be able to raise your arms out.
No, it's full of die cast. That's where the quality comes from. It's all die cast.
Well, if it's heavy, it's gotta be good, right?
Yep.
All right,
they made
Robert.
Goddamn Legends fucking Pacific Rim figures. You'd be all about that shit before you broke them.
I gotta mute.
I mean,
Robert's done.
It's a fine figure. How much are they retail?
$20.
Yeah, that's a great figure for $20.
Have you messed with one?
Yeah, I messed with one today.
Which one?
The Gypsy Avenger.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I got. I don't care much for the other two from the first release. They're just kind of meh. But I got the. Have you seen the movie? Do you care about it at all? You probably don't.
I don't give a single fuck. I saw the first one. It took me 3 nights to get through it because we kept falling asleep on it because it was the most dullest shit. I know, dude. Sometimes I wake
that
up.
Shit was over the top.
Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night. I just wake up in like a cold sweat. And I'm like, why does Justin like this? Why does Justin like this?
It's the love of
I thought you were gonna.
He's one of the smartest guys I know. And then I go back to sleep.
I thought you were gonna say you wake up after having a nightmare being a little Asian girl running through the streets of Hong Kong.
Nope. I can honestly say I've never had that.
Mama. Asian girl with the dick.
Well, if Bobby was going to be any Asian girl, it would probably be one of those. Just saying.
I say that one transitioning individual is highly attractive, and I never hear the end of it. You know what I mean?
A man could build a bridge, all his life and be the greatest bridge builder ever.
Oh, you are fucking this all the way up.
I know.
You were fucking it all the way up.
It's called Benny the Bridge Builder.
But you can't make them drink water.
No, it's called McGregor the fence builder, and you fuck one sheep. God, you're fucking it up too. What are you telling the French version?
The wall
Benny the Bridge Builder. Benny the Bridge Builder built 1 million bridges. He sucked one dick. Now he's Benny the Dick Sucker.
There you go.
Oh no, I'm telling the old Irish folktale. I guess you're telling some other shit.
Yeah. Why didn't you let Matt finish? Jeez.
You're right.
I can't. They can't let me.
What?
Finish.
But just
Anyways.
real quick, what was to say? I got Obsidian Fury, which is the Rogue Jaeger, the black one. It's pretty fucking cool, even though it's all black, like with a little bit of shiny material in there to give it some breakup. But it's really cool. Well, there's like no like real deep. I mean, like I wasn't sitting in direct light playing with it, and I couldn't really see what the fuck was going on. But except for those orange ass swords, but it's pretty cool, and it's kind of smart the way that they do the accessories on it. It makes it look like they're actually coming out of the arms with them being clip-ons, without using fake parts. So it's pretty
cool.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Bobby, what'd you get to look at, or what'd you get this weekend?
I got the latest Black Series wave, which includes Han Solo, Lando, Tarkin, and the Range Trooper. I had the opportunity to take a look at the Generation Toy Leader set, thanks to Robert D. I myself got the Marvel Legends Deadpool wave, which is like 7 figures or something, including the Build-A-Figure. Or
you
8
paid
figures.
$1 million for it?
$1 million. $1 million flat.
Sasquatch? Is that the Build-A-Figure?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's fine.
He's hairy.
I don't know if I don't know if I need it. I'm sure we'll get a Wendigo out of it. I'm sure it'll be a future Spider-Man Build-A-Figure, but like, I just don't know if we need a Sasquatch with all the like blatant holes in the X kind of family.
Especially as a Build-A-Figure.
And then I also got the SH Figuarts Rainbow Mika, which is fucking awesome. And I had the opportunity to take a look at, courtesy of internet personality Justin L., the Bondi Gypsy Avenger, which is a good figure, especially for what Greg's saying, $20. That's crazy. That's a crazy price for that figure. But it's
what is that fig? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were going.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
What is that Figuarts? Rainbow what?
No,
Figuarts.
Figuarts Rainbow Mika from Street Fighter V.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't played Street Fighter V.
She's been in some of the earlier ones too, I believe. I think she was in one of the 4s. You know, they put like 4 versions out of each fucking, 4 Ultra Turbo Mega Collector's Edition, 4 Ultra Mega Turbo Mega Collector's Edition with Director's Cut. But she's a good
director. What you just said plus Alpha.
And then I also got the Hot Toys Princess Leia, and I got the Hot Toys Anne Hathaway Catwoman. I also got the NECA 1/4 scale Catwoman from Batman Returns and the NECA 1/4 scale Harley Quinn from Arkham City. Got a crazy deal on them. The last 2, I got both of them for $100.
Does she come with a bat?
Both of them, yeah, she comes with a bat. Both of them usually go for more than $100.
I'll play with that bat when I get a Skull Fist.
I need some more of those Arkham City quarter scale ones if they did any more. I just have the Batman from Asylum.
Yeah, so now I have a couple partners for my Adam West and Burt Ward.
I'm going to take the one that Robert gave me. I'm going to paint it black, and we'll call it Nemesis Batman.
Perfect.
I'll give him a little
What's
mustache,
that? What's that Black Series doll like on that trooper with a little coat?
Dude, it's fucking, that figure is well done. Like, that whole wave is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, I need a couple of those troopers.
That fucking Han Solo figure, like, I hope I give a fuck about his representation of that character because they nailed that figure.
Yeah, that Lando looked pretty cool.
The Lando is a good figure, but I'm not sure if it looks like Danny Glover to me, or Donald Glover rather. It definitely doesn't look like Danny Glover. It might look like a combination of Danny Glover and Donald Glover, to be fair.
Oh, I hear you, but it just looks like the kind of dude that would swindle me out of a fucking ship.
That's fair.
Like, I don't know. It looks cool. Like, yeah. I don't know if any of the Black Series so far have been spot on, except for the troopers and shit.
Well, what's interesting, man, is they did away with the ball hinge on the neck and they went with a double ball peg.
Did they?
They did.
Like with BB-8? That BB-8 technology at work.
BB-8 technology at work. Yeah,
that thing's on my desk, so I fuck with it all the time. And I actually popped the head off and was looking all inside of it and shit today.
Pretty fucking it's just nice to see like a change of doing business is just kind of universally better. Like, it makes the figure look better. The articulation isn't as as wide, but the range is more realistic. So I mean, it's a really surprisingly good figure.
Now, this isn't the wave that had IG-88 in it, is it?
No,
that was IG-88.
This had a Death Star Trooper with the digital face paint, like the dot matrix face paint, and then it had a Jawa repack. It had I feel like it had another trooper repack. It had 2 range troopers, and then it had 2 solos, a Lando, and a Tarkin.
Did you get a case or just the wave?
Case.
Do you need to get rid of any of those extras? Because I could use a Jawa and a range trooper.
I probably would take you up on a Jawa.
Okay. I need one more Jawa. I need 3. I only have 2.
Yeah, I'll probably take you up on a Jawa. And I got an extra solo too. If anybody out there needs one, just hit me up.
Bobby.
All right. I'll HU. Oh.
HMU.
HMU. Yeah. I'll HMU later. Sorry, I forgot how to spell words.
No worries.
Bobby, is that Tarkin? Is that Grand Moff Tarkin?
It is the same.
Or is that from before he was promoted when he was just small Moff Tarkin?
we're kind of like on a last name basis. We don't deal with titles.
Was he a Vente? Or?
Small Moff Tarkin.
And I also got The Last Jedi on DVD, or 4K rather, and some pretty interesting bonus features on there.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been enjoying those.
Was Trump on there?
Trump was on there. He was tweeting. He does a live tweet commentary.
Fuck yes, he does.
Porno? Is there
That's worth the $25 right there.
He's like the great Kylo Ren, bested by a girl who never held a lightsaber.
Like this movie. I think it's great. It's the best. The best.
We're gonna build a new Death Star. We're gonna get the rebels to pay for it.
No collusion.
Actually, we're gonna get the army to pay for it now. So let's do that.
Yeah, he does a live tweet.
All right. Well, good.
Showed me that tweet earlier, like
haul, man.
a few minutes ago. I was like, I can't believe this is real.
Yeah, not too bad of a haul.
It was a great haul, man. As always.
Haul that tub yet?
What'd you say, Robert?
Did you haul your tub?
I'm taking a bath. I'm taking a bath in that tub in May.
You better get to it before I do.
Oh, I will.
I'm taking a shit in that tub.
Your kids are probably going to...
Dude, I don't even know, Robert. I don't even... Are you still in the weight loss program?
Yes, you fucking jerk.
What? I'm asking a question. I can't ask a question?
You can.
I am too.
Congratulations. I'm happy you're still in the weight loss program. See? Now who's the jerk?
It's not a weight loss program, really. You know, although I'm losing weight as a byproduct of it.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Because it's not some short-term thing. You know, it's about a life change. You know what I mean?
Yeah, how long you been on it?
Since
2 days.
January, like 23rd.
Good. I wish you the best, man. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy that you're. I can't even show a friend support anymore.
Your support's kind of.
Your jinx.
Your support. You're a trash supporter.
Yeah, it's like his internet. It's your support is meh.
Your support is trash.
Hey, T2R.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you.
What'd you get, man?
Well, I too got the Last Jedi on Blu-ray.
Boy.
And I got a new cell phone, so that's cool.
What'd you get?
The S9. I'm an Android person. So.
Fucking green text sending motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
You're an Android?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I feel like you're branded to whichever type of phone you picked up first, because I'm not transferring those contacts and all that Google stuff. Like, no thank you. So when Google takes over the world, I will humbly bow down to them. So
I don't suck anyways. I switched. I was definitely.
You don't even know how to send an email. What do you know about it?
I know how to send an email to your mom. We email every day.
That's what she's doing. That's how you talk to her.
I will. How you doing? Bub wants to know how you're doing. Good on the phone, man. I got the Note 8. That's pretty good.
No, you don't.
I know I don't. I got an iPhone 4. I'm gonna try to text Bobby later.
He's got a fucking razor.
So shit shows up.
All right,
hello, Kia. Where you at?
Gregors.
Hello.
What'd you get?
Greg said hello, like Hollow Earth.
Hello. No, the Earth is flat and stationary, baby. I got the Bandai Robot Hamachi Tahachi Spirits, Pacific Rim, Obsidian Fury, and that's it. That's all I got. Oh, I got shout out to Chris Gardner. He shot me a digital code for The Last Jedi because I'm poor as fuck and I didn't have the money to get to justify buying it this week. And yeah, I think I'm actually going to go all digital free codes like half the motherfuckers on Facebook with my movies because it's in the cloud or some shit. Like I didn't have to download it. I just put it on an app, and now I can watch it anywhere at any time.
What app do you use to watch it?
I use whatever the Disney Movies Anywhere app is, and then I linked it to my Vudu.
Yeah, that's what I use.
I have a Vudu until last night.
I'll give you a hint: uvspider.com. You can search everything, and like some new releases are a little ridiculous, but other ones are like $4. I'm like, that's the price of a rental. I can justify picking that one up.
What was the name of it again? You broke up when you were telling me the name of whatever it was.
uvspider.com. And it checks like a bunch of different little sites of people selling things for cheap.
Did you say you were all right, Spider?
I'm all right, Spider.
Voodoo had these little bonus levels things last night. So like it was like link this app, you'll get new releases. So I got The Last Jedi, and then I got Big Hero 6 for free, which Kit and I enjoyed. I got Ice Age, like whatever, it's a thing.
It's a fun little movie, man.
I like Ice Age.
I got some other movies. I ended up getting 5 free movies. I can't remember the other ones right off the top of my head, but like I remember 3 of them I was actually excited about. I got the new Jason Bourne movie, which I've been meaning to see because I actually kind of enjoyed the other one. And there were a couple other ones that I got, but yeah. Fantastic Beasts, I think was one of them.
And where they're from?
And yeah, and where they're going to be, and where to find them, and who they know. And
why are they fantastic though?
Kids on that Harry Potter wife. It's fine.
I like Harry Potter.
Yeah, you would.
I like Harry Potter.
How's that supposed to mean? You just insulted me and your wife.
Because you're a fun guy.
Crazy fun, lucky guys.
He's like, because you're a fun guy.
Anyway, yeah. So that I didn't get much. I'm not really buying anything right now. I might be buying a Jawa after the show, but I'm trying to save some money right now because times are about to get tough until late May or June. But,
sell the sperm. Sell the sperm.
We're supposed to get raises in May, but honestly, between you and me, everyone else listening, I don't know how confident I am that Kit and I are both going to get raises, especially since Kit's raise is basically an extra paycheck every couple of weeks. I don't really know if that's going to work out, but thoughts and prayers.
And likes and shares. All right.
Always more effective.
Well, yeah. I got the
Hey Matt.
Pata. Yes, master.
What'd you get?
Thank you. I got the Wave 2 of the Pata Primes Deluxes. I got Whippersnapper, Sludge.
His name's Whippersnapper?
Ripper, but my grandpa used to call me a Whippersnapper.
Is what you look like, Whippersnapper?
It could be. I look like a walking shark. Yes. Thank you. I got the 2 Dinobots, Sludge and Slag, I think, or Snarl and Sludge, and Moon Racer. And yesterday I finally got in my Toy World Clear Devi, and he is beautiful. I can't wait. I'm going to do a review of him and a comparison with the other Toy World and stuff and everything.
They came in bot modes?
Yes. They came in a box like Toy World the constructor does. The same box. It just says C.
I feel like they should have come in combine mode.
Yeah, that would have been better.
Yeah, but that would have. I wouldn't trust it. Especially coming from China, I would not trust it to stay together. I was like that.
No. Oh God.
What?
He's right. Wait. Let me explain, Matt. He's saying that it should have came separated, but in combined mode, so it didn't put any stress on you as the consumer to transform it into combined mode to then combine it.
My bad. I misunderstood him. I apologize.
It's all good. It's all good.
So for me, the thing is though, when I bought that set, I had never messed with them, so I was happy to get them in.
Yes, but yours weren't transparent.
That's true. Didn't think about that.
Just from pictures I've seen of it, I thought a couple of them came in combined mode, but maybe I'm wrong. Like with I thought one, like the hook had the wing attached. And, I mean, I might be wrong. I've just seen pictures. I didn't buy the box set. I bought them individually, like a chump.
No, I already got one of them out, and he's got loose arms, so I'm kind of scared to transform him. But I'm gonna try it, and hopefully it'll survive.
How do you do it like a Trump? What the fuck was that?
I said a chump.
Oh, same difference.
You're on some Trump fucking dick tonight.
He's on. His wife must have talked to him before the show. He's on his anti-Trump shit tonight.
Well, I'm not saying he's wrong, but it's a little heavy-handed.
Like a chump. That's Limp Bizkit.
It's a little heavy, Robert. It's so unlike you.
His wife was like, Robert, do you know that man likes to have sexual intercourse with multiple women? And he's like, oh, what a monster, Lisa. I would never.
I saw some stupid meme today because
I'm like at night. I'm like, shut this shit off. She's just watching MSNBC all the fucking time.
Oh, my wife does too. She's watching that too. What are you watching?
Everything. Rachel Maddow.
Lisa right now. My Lisa is watching MSNBC right now.
Who's Lisa?
Lisa.
There we go.
My Lisa is watching that shit right now too. It's all she watches is that shit. Okay, Trump is an idiot. Whatever. Who cares? But I'm just saying the way they just fucking trash him. It's just constantly trashing. And
hey,
that
Robert, slide that soapbox underneath him real quick.
How'd you slide my balls on your chin?
You're gonna need a ladder.
I will need a ladder, probably. That's all right. I'm gonna lay the dick to his forehead, and I'm gonna sign it to your forehead. But anyways,
talk that shit, Matt.
There's fucking lady on there with this long ass neck. Talking about giraffes, there's this lady on there that has a long ass fucking neck, and she just bothers the fuck out of me. I just want to punch her in her neck one time.
Rachel Maddow.
Oh my god, she bothers the fuck out of me. I hate her so bad. It's constantly her neck just scares me. I'm just like, how can somebody have that long ass fucking neck? Anyway.
I'm not a fan either. But there was a thing. Some evangelical guy said some shit yesterday. He was like, Jesus hired Satan influenced trader to manage his finances for 3 years. God can use Trump as a vessel or some shit like that. And like all these memes went up. And there was one that was like marriage is between Trump and a porn star, a Playboy model, a rolled up newspaper, something, and his wife, malaria. It was from that Christian males supporting Trump. Like, one of those like fake sites, but it was pretty funny. I fucked it all up, but
alrighty.
Honestly,
hey Matt, ask me what I lost this week.
Your peener? What'd you lose, Greg?
Oh, don't be salty. Ask me what I lost.
I just did. I'm not being salty. You could lose your.
I cut my cable. I'm no longer a slave to the man. I'm a slave to the streaming sites that cost $9.99 a month.
Oh, Sling?
Let's do.
Alrighty. Well, speaking of Trump and all that good stuff, IDW Reboot. So we got a bunch of news this week, or some news that they're going to end the 13 years. I think they've been.
I think it. You know what? Like, I think it's time. I think it's time to reboot
it's run its course. It's run its course.
I agree. I think it's time to reboot it.
And they're ending with Unicron. Surprise there.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
But I did like the drawing. If they make a figure out of that, I would not be angry at that because it looked pretty good.
They won't.
And the artwork's in the second link, by the way.
They won't.
I know, but I'm just saying if they do,
why?
I would definitely buy it.
Not unless you can get 6 repaints out of it. They're not going to do it.
You can get what you call out of it.
You get the Nemesis.
That fella that was like he's Cybertron transformed into a robot.
Wait, Primus? Do you think they're just gonna
Primus?
do like this weird mishmash between Unicron and Primus?
I mean, that's what they do, right?
No.
Isn't that what they did the last time?
No, he was.
Nope.
he was-
Promise was a totally different. I think. Well, he may have had a couple.
The thing is though, you say like they won't do it because they won't recolor it, but like they've recolored that Unicron at least like 5 times now.
He could be the Nemesis. They paid him.
They have the black
G1
one, the Team
colors.
Accurate, the Armada version,
color.
the Dark Armada, whatever.
Energon.
Mm-hmm.
I love that drawing. That's a good drawing. I really like that.
Nemesis version of a bad guy.
Well, they did.
They did.
They call it like a goodisis.
That's when you paint it white, giving them ideas.
Man, that's a good ass fucking Unicron. Anyways, so yeah, they are
nice guy.
they're I don't know. I think James said that they're going to reboot. It's like it's not done, so they're like I guess it's going to be a reboot.
He just runs around puking out comet planets.
Are you
I
going to
think-
host, Robert?
I think that the fucking franchise in IDW is in trouble. So I think like to end it on a high note, to have like a big event, go out and start anew, sounds like a good idea. Have a good run. Everybody can always go back and enjoy that series from front to back and be done. I think that's good. I'm in favor of this.
What do y'all hope that they go towards next, or what do you think they'll do
Beast
next?
Wars.
It'll be back to the Decepticon Autobot War. That's my guess.
Yeah, I hope it's a Beast Wars comic, especially with all these Beast figures coming out. That'll be glorious. Have we even gotten a good Beast Wars comic? Matt?
It's been a while. I mean, it was mid 2000s, I think, that we got anything from Beast Wars, wasn't it?
I hope they have like a bonobo with and they call it Bobby Skullfacetron.
My guess
Why would they do that?
My guess is it'll be Optimus and Megatron, good guys versus bad guys, the shit that they know that sells. That's my guess.
I agree with you. It's gonna be Optimus Primal and Megatron.
No, I don't think that's going to be the case. I mean, if it is, that's fine too. I don't give a fuck. But
Bonobo Skullface.
I would imagine that this is all because like the problem with like it's one of those things like the problem with ending the war, which I think is cool and I think is innovative, is that you had to really push that envelope, and I think he did push that envelope for about 30 issues, and then it kind of I feel like lost its steam. So when they reboot it, my guess would be it would just go back to what they know that works. But I mean, if it is Beast Wars, that's cool too. I'm good with that. I don't give a fuck, but I would imagine it's going to be what they know that sells.
If they do the G1 War again, that would be fine. But I hope they keep the gay robots and all that, the quote unquote gay robots and all that shit that makes people mad.
I'd be okay with that, but I mean, I don't even think that it'll be. I mean, I don't even think that we're going to see any like. I doubt you even see a swerve.
No, I mean, like Optimus and fucking Megatron, they could fight, and Megatron could be like, Decepticons retreat, and then Optimus Prime can like roll out and be like, I'll catch you guys in a little bit. I got something to do, and they'd be behind a mountain like making out and shit. They love that shit.
Instead of swerve, it's swirl.
Like,
Swirl girl.
Swirl girl is crazy.
That was stupid.
Catch a giraffe, bitch.
I'm hoping that they
You
make Starscream the leader.
throw it at me.
Wait, come on.
Anyways.
What's up? Hold on a second. What's up? Oh, good night, baby.
Good night. You're welcome.
Oh, good
Any
night.
remotes?
Mwah.
This is how Bobby and I say goodnight.
It's how he sounds good night to everybody. I'm hoping Starscream's the leader. I hope they make Starscream the leader and then they go for all that and stuff. But anyways. Alrighty, well that's cool.
What
Good
if they
luck
do
to them.
Bayverse?
Cool.
I do wonder what is at the base of this decision. You know? Like is it a IDW position based on sales? Is it a Hasbro position based on the upcoming toy lines? Is it a creative decision from like Milne and possibly Roberts wanting to walk away and do something else? Like I just wonder where is this coming from? Like what is the catalyst for this? I'm just out of curiosity.
Yeah, it's a good question. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of things that they end up bringing out, you know, when they reboot it. Like, I feel like things like the Wreckers are just going to come right back with, you know, try to recapture that last stand of the Wreckers gold they had. You know, like, that stuff's just going to come right back. I feel like.
You know, there is some things. There is some things that, like, I feel like once they find that work, it's hard to get away from. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when the Marvel Ultimate started, like, everybody was like, man, this is fucking cool. And I you know, I was right there with them, and I was like, you know, this like real world approach to these like characters that were birthed in the 50s and 60s. And then, like, over the course of 5 years, they all just ended up kind of being what the regular Marvel universe was. You know what I mean? And I think that's like, it's hard to do. Like, once, like, to reimagine the Wreckers now and then top Last Stand, I feel like would be very, very challenging.
Yeah, I think that'd be virtually impossible.
Yeah.
What if they use all third-party characters?
I don't think that has anything to do with it. Any third-party characters? I think their third-party characters are first-party characters, you know. So
no, what they just use the third-party designs? That'd be awesome.
I mean, a lot of the third-party designs are just first-party designs.
I don't even know why I'm talking here anymore.
I'm just trying to understand where you're coming from with that.
I don't understand where I'm coming from, Bobby. Y'all confused.
A lot of the reformatted stuff and all that stuff is largely just almost as based as closely as they can to the fucking first-party IDW designs. You know what I mean? So.
You're right, Bobby. I'm sorry. Anyways,
if they called them by third-party names, that would be pretty hardcore.
I think they would.
Just Quick Wave, get my shuttle.
All right. Well, we got third-party news this week. Thank God, because we haven't had it for a while. We got a DX9 Dutch oven, which is cool.
Dutch rudder.
And this is their DX9's Legends take of Optimus Prime. Imagine that.
I thought this thing was MP scale.
I thought it was. You know, the memes were coming with the, you know, asking what kind of scale this is.
Hey, Robert.
Yeah.
Somebody responded on your post that you put up on this. It was on the Skullface. It was on one of the Skullface posts. You were like, "Is this MP scale?" And somebody just responded. He was like, "No, these are Legends by such and such." I thought you'd be all over it.
Oh, God damn it! I was doing Scarlet with some homework, so I missed that we moved on to Dutch. Fucking dumbasses! You fucking idiot! Every one of them.
I think this looks good though.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I do too.
Like, I'm alright with my MP10, not another Optimus.
So I was one of the people who asked the scale, but I was just legitimately asking if this was Legends or like deluxe scale.
I think he knows that.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure.
But the
that said, I'm fine with my MP10.
Well, I think this looks good, but I do feel like they could have probably done a little better with that hip flap.
I agree. That looks kind of bad.
So, so I recently watched your Generation Toy Leaders thing. Do you think that
I recently watched your Bucky O'Hare thing?
Awesome. Do you think that this is better than the Leaders version?
I think it looks better.
I think that this. I think that this Prime proportionately looks better. Mm-hmm. But I guess if I were to get one, I'd probably get this one over the Generation Toy. But I really do hate the waist flips. Like, I really do hate how it's all in one piece. Like, and that's something that they could have sorted out. You know what I mean?
The Altwood has a Hitler mustache. The fuck is that?
The hip thing does look weird. I like the trailer. That looks pretty cool. I don't get why's he got a on the back. He's got like a hole on his shoulder. I wonder if he carry his gun or something. Or
I think the Hitler mustache is supposed to be like an intake for the engine, but it doesn't look really good.
I don't know.
I like it.
I don't mind the back at all. I think it looks pretty good all around. I mean, the X9's aesthetic is pretty good, but yeah, why they do that with the fucking diaper flap? That's weird. That's just weird. Necessary, right? They could have just split that into two.
Yeah, they definitely could have split it into multiple different pieces. They could have had a hinge, like a series of hinges, and
looks like he has a huge boner when he's jumping towards you or something. I don't know. That's good.
Don't you like when you jump, man? You get a boner.
Sometimes, if you can get me to jump, that's the problem.
This actually, I'll tell you though, this sculpt, it really looks like the new Toon accurate aesthetic that people want.
I agree.
It's pretty cool that they went that way.
Yeah, I'm probably in for it. I like the trailer. Looks good together. Cool. I think people were asking if a roller was going to come with it or two. I was like, I don't think it is, but it'd be pretty cool if they threw in a roller.
Who's watching the evening news?
Probably me. Hold on, I'm sorry.
I feel like if you're gonna put a trailer, there should be a roller. Like, there's no excuse to not have a roller. If you're putting it.
Well, it's got everything else that the MP has, or the G1 for that matter. I would think it probably would have one. It might not be done yet or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I mean, even like where the MP gun and axe stores, like,
Yeah.
It's pretty cool they included that too and stuff. I like that. Good job. I guess we're all just leaning. I mean, that's the only thing we're getting now is Legends stuff.
Legends are definitely cranking them out.
Yeah, well, they're easier to make, I guess. Anyways, all right, we got Fanstoys Hydra.
This thing just needs to hurry up and get out already.
Finally,
can't believe that we're still I thought this was supposed to be last year. Wasn't it?
It was. Well, I don't know if it's supposed to be out last year, but we saw. I don't think we didn't see color pics of it last year, did we?
No, these are the first color images we've seen, I think.
Okay. God, so we still got what? We're probably looking at September, October, maybe for this.
I think it'll be sooner than that.
It's supposed to be next month, according to the retailer solicitations. Really? I think. Yeah, April. Well, it's April, May.
When's the RC coming out?
RC is next.
The cutoff for orders, I think, for this guy is the 5th of April. If I recall, somebody posted a solicitation, the East Coast Toys guy. I can check real quick.
RC is next, but I don't know if I think this will probably end up being after RC, which is a bummer.
It's kind of want Blitzwing to come out.
Yeah, Blitzwing, Trailbreaker.
Man, I don't see Trailbreaker until.
Thing would make me happy at this point.
Do you think Trailbreaker will be out this year?
I think if it doesn't come out this year, it's not coming out.
Okay, because I mean they still got the Aerobots too, and
Embler, and
Hot Rod.
Hot Rod, maybe. I don't think that should. I mean, maybe we'll see. That's the thing, man. Like like fighting over that same well of money. Like. Like it's interesting, like some of the comments that we've, like the discussions that we've had here, and then the discussions that I've had, and hearing some of the rebuttal to it. I'm not sure that all of the points are really taken into account. Like, look, and we're not talking about Optimus Prime, which is like the most popular character in fucking Transformer history, and one of the most popular characters in pop culture, period. But like, if you take a character like Hot Rod, if you're doing the same fucking representation of the character, which is to say a G1 cartoon representation, like how plentiful is the well of the market that you're willing to tap into? I feel like that's what people aren't taking into account when they try to rebut that conversation, is that nobody is considering the market.
Yeah.
What percentage of the market is willing to let go of their official Transformers TM Hot Rod to get a Fanstoys one? I'm one of those people, but I am more than willing to understand that I am definitely making up the minority. Yep. And I don't blame people for that.
Are you implying that like a percentage of all those people that are like, I'm waiting on the Fanstoys, I'm just going to get the Fanstoys, and then bought the Target Master one that came out like 2 months ago, aren't going to switch up?
I was talking more so about the people that bought the official Masterpiece Prime or Hot Rod.
Yeah, well, either or. It's the same fucking figure. I think a lot of people ended up biting on that Target Master one when it was released at the lower price. Well,
I thought you were talking about the powder primes or whatever the fuck.
No.
Oh, okay.
What the fuck would I ever talk about that?
I'm just making sure.
There's like entire fucking groups of people there's entire groups dedicated to Masterpiece that don't actually buy Masterpiece Transformers.
Dude, are you in a time capsule?
In the shower?
No, I stepped in the kitchen and I thought the dishwasher had stopped, but it was on that little like cycle right before it starts rinsing.
Yeah, I just.
Sorry.
No. You don't need to mute.
But no, it's mine, Bobby. Mute face.
Okay, mute it up then.
Bobby, I think what you're saying applies even to this Hydra, because I think DX9 seriously cut into people who would lay out for Hydra because it just took too long, and people are, I think, pretty satisfied with the DX9.
I think you're right. But I think that but to be honest with you, I think there's even a significantly less, I don't want to say significant again.
It would be pretty significant.
I think there's a significantly less powerful or influential proportion of the population that's even willing to buy that character in the first fucking place. Yep. So like I think that it is a little I don't know. I think that it's going to be hard not to take a slight loss on this, in some regard. Not to say that it won't be successful, but to say that it's fucking Six Shot. I don't know what else to say. It's like I feel like I don't know. We see this all the time. People act like they don't see it. Where people are like, I'm collecting only season 1. I'm collecting only season 1 and season 2. I'm collecting only season 1, 2, and then the movie. I'm collecting season 1, 2, and 3, including the movie. And then you see the rare, I'm collecting season 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm collecting season 1, 2, 3, 4 headmasters and such and such. So I'm sure they're well aware of what the market can potentially support. But I don't know. I think that people have delusions of grandeur in terms of the popularity of some of these characters and what can be supported financially in the market by multiple representations, if not just a fucking single representation.
You know what I think would be a home run for Fanstoys?
Tell
me.
Be
a Prime. If they did like a too inaccurate Prime.
See, Prime is one of those characters. Prime is one of those characters you can get away with.
Everyone would buy it.
I think they did a Seekers. I think they would do good too.
Yeah, probably.
Bobby's like, please don't. No.
For God's sakes, no.
They probably could get away with it, but they'd have to strike fast.
Right.
I think that once the Make Toys ones have, if the Make Toys ones even happen.
Okay, what about Coneheads then?
It's the same thing, same scenario. So like, if the Make Toys ones happen, I think Fanstoys should probably relax.
Yeah, but that would be the best dick move to do against Make Toys. But
that I agree. I mean, they would
out with
they would kill him. They would kill him.
Come out with a cone head.
But I don't really know the extension. Like it seems like there is a beef there, but I don't know I don't know the extent of that beef. But if you're looking at the field, and this is the thing, like there's a lot of people that are experts. I feel like there's a lot of people that are experts on the subject, but when I hear those experts talk, I don't feel like they're looking at the field. And like, if you're looking at the field, Make Toys does Chrome Dome and Hardhead, or whatever the fuck his name is. Hardhead, right?
Yeah, Hardhead.
Okay. And then they've kind of said, hey, look, we're doing Headmasters. So what does Fanstoys do? They come out with the Headmaster. And what did they market their Headmaster doing? Cutting off the fucking head of the Make Toys Headmaster. That's what they do. That's what they choose to use to promote their material.
That's brilliant.
So then, later on down the line, Fanstoys is doing a Springer. And what does Open and Play do? Who has obviously got some connection to the Make Toys Fans Project conglomerate? They do a Springer for $50 with no bag.
Got that trash bag.
You know, like if you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you. Stevie Wonder can see that.
Well, I think what would help with the fans' toys is along the secrets and everything, because a lot of people don't like make toys on what they did with Starscream.
Right, but
I think that would help fans' toys a lot too.
But they would have to be prolific.
Yeah, no, but I'm just right now. I think if fans' toys fucking made a pile of shit, literally a pile of shit, and put fans' toys on it, I think people would buy it because fans' toys is a pretty good company.
I agree. Let me ask you this: do you think fans' toys could pull off a Sunstreaker right now? That's my point.
Well, I mean, you're talking about official though. Now, if Make Toys would have made one and Fans Toys would have made one, I think the Fans Toys would have sold better.
Yeah,
but
you're playing. You're playing it at the same time. You're playing it at the same time. Like I can see people switching from third party to official for the sake of having the quote unquote official. Yeah. But if you're playing shit at the same time, Fans Toys is going to win. But when you're playing Fans Toys behind the 8-ball of other figures that have come out and have a stellar reputation.
Right.
Like what if Fans Toys did
like Hot Rod,
Well, what if Fans Toys did a what is that thing called?
Devastator, right?
No, Devastator they could probably get away with, even though people think they're doing a Devastator and they think that Devastator that they tease is a fucking Devastator, and there's no fucking evidence to suggest that. What do you think the odds are that Fans Toys could pull off a successful Armada Starscream? You see what I'm saying? That's the pickle you end up running into.
I think it would be, that Armada one is. I meant the Make Toys one is really good.
Exactly. That's my point. Like if you're a third party company competing for what another third party company has already kind of set in stone as being a well done thing, that's where it gets tricky. If there is a third party company that can do it, it's obviously Fans Toys.
Right. But I think they would be fine if they did one.
So you say that they would be fine. Now reverse it. Okay. Now reverse it. What's another third party company that has a good reputation?
Iron Factory. Well, no.
That makes Masterpiece.
God, just Master. I meant to call it.
Tetrajets.
Third party company that makes Masterpiece figures.
None.
So Fans Toys is a competitor.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, if you take out just for third party alone, Fans Toys is probably the best MP company.
Agreed. But what I'm saying is but I'm talking for the I mean, like, you're kind of proving my point. Like, I'm talking for the sense of the market. So we all agree that if Fans Toys made a competitor for another piece that another third party company has already established as being somewhat successful, that Fans Toys has a chance of being successful. We all agree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the question is, could any other third party company make something that Fans Toys has made and has been kind of universally appreciated and be a competitor?
No.
See, so then if we take that into account, then we come to the conclusion that you can't tug on Superman's cape. And that's not to say that Fans Toys is Superman, because it's the same thing with Takara. But what I'm saying is that the market won't support multiple renditions of the same character done from companies that aren't Fans Toys or Takara. That's my point.
Okay. I get it. Yeah, I mean, because look at, all the Infernos that came out that one time, and
that was at the beginning of it. You know what I mean?
Springers and
I feel like with the Springers, the Sea Sprays, the Cosmos, people have been a lot more like, look, I'm just going to pick one and stick to my guns. I feel like when we were in the Inferno age, we were all like, fuck it, let's buy them all and then keep the best one. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But now people are just like, I'm going to wait.
I'm going to size up options. I'm going to pick one. I'm going to go with it. And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Go ahead, Greg.
For the record, I have every Cosmos official and third party.
But you don't have every Sea Spray.
Well, good.
Well, I would like to. Eventually, I have 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them.
You want the Toy World Sea Spray?
I have the Toy World Sea Spray.
And
I like my Fat Boys. I like Fat Boy.
So you have the Fans Toys Sea Spray?
Yeah.
And
I have the AP one And I have the
I'm talking about the same. The G1 doesn't count because it's not competing for the same space.
Yeah, but I have the.
You have it. You're being difficult. Do you have every Inferno?
I'm saying for the record, don't yell at me.
You have every trail.
Don't raise your fucking voice.
Fucking being difficult.
I'm
Do
not
you
being
have?
difficult. I just said, for the record, I have every Cosmos because I like Cosmos. There's people that have a favorite character, and they will buy every one.
I know that you like Cosmos, but you were saying that as if it were negating my point.
No, I wasn't. I was just saying, for the record, I personally have every one.
Yes, because you put that's obviously trying to fucking negate what I was saying. It has nothing to do with the fact that you're just you're a fucking Cosmos fan. If that was the case, you could have just fucking said that and been done. You were trying to
fucking. You need to calm down. Like seriously, like you're getting way too worked up over this.
No, but you like look. I don't want to make this a fucking weird thing, but you fucking do this, all right?
It is now a weird thing.
It's a fact.
Sorry, I forgot. Bobby, continue. I'm sorry.
I think he looks good with the Galvatron and Werewolf. I like this one. I think he looks good. And he's got a switchable chest piece, I think. It looks pretty good. So I may... Does anybody know how much is this going to be for Fanstoys? 160? 230? God damn. Oof.
It's going to be like $179 a watch.
How much? Yeah, I think it can be 160
more.
I think it's going to be $500.
There you go. Great thing is going to be $500.
God damn. Is that $100 for every mode? No, he says he has 6 modes. So it should be $600, Greg. Not 500.
But, you know, looking at these pictures, though, I'm like, how much of this is painted?
Look at the wolf mode. I don't know if anything's painted.
Tell us if the box is painted.
Says he 150? Okay. That's not bad. I like the chrome. What is painted? There's nothing painted on it. Is there?
Bobby, what did you do? Like, did you do like a mode on each panel on the box?
No, it had nothing to do with any of it.
I think the only thing I see, the red is maybe painted. The little red on his arms. And,
yeah, yeah, I agree. The red, the little squares.
Yeah, I don't see anything else painted. Huh.
This shit better have a finish.
Can you not hear me?
No, go ahead, Greg. What were you saying?
There's a note on there. Well, there's a note on one of the posts, maybe the original post, that says that this doesn't include the paint apps. This is just a.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good.
The wings look like they might be like they have that metallic look to them.
Oh, the metallic bluish. Yeah.
That's like I mean, there's additional paint apps and there's different chest options and shit.
Yeah, and actually, to your point, it might even be that they were photographed during different stages because, like, if you look at like the handgun picture of it, like the wings look very different to me, especially in the lower picture compared to the.
Oh, kind of dullish.
Yeah.
Handgun. Oh.
What yeah, you mean the submarine?
The submarine, the upside down submarine.
Upside down, yeah. Is anybody who's getting this? Does anybody have the DX9 one?
I had this thing pre-ordered for a long time.
Yeah, me too.
I gave Lenny my MMC, so I haven't had a 6-shot.
Okay.
I'm sticking with the Takara Legends one, but that's just
the Time Returns.
Basically, yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna keep my Iron Factory one. That's my favorite one.
He's got a serious fucking pelvic thrust going on in this picture.
Oh yeah, he does, doesn't he? Well, I didn't mention that. That's the
cockpit.
That's how you say it.
Cockpit.
That's his Jeffrey Dean Morgan Negan fucking crotch thrust.
Oh, he does, and it's got he's got a face on his chest too. Looks like a clown.
That Throch Crust lets you know he's saying words.
You said Throch Crust.
Or whatever.
I do that shit all the time.
If you ever if anybody watches The Walking Dead, I know a couple of you do. Every time Negan says something, he fucking starts humping the fucking air. Pretty much any Jeffrey Dean Morgan like.
Have you seen him? Have you seen him in his new movie with The Rock? Was it Rampage?
Well, I've seen the previews. I don't think the movie's out yet.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, but he's in the previews. He's acting the same way as Negan does.
He always acts the same way.
Is it?
That's just him. He just shows up and puts on a costume. It's like, I'm Jeffrey Dean fucking Morgan.
But yeah, when I saw
that
preview, I was like, he's fucking being Negan. What the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, that's like his thing.
I'm gonna watch that movie. I know it looks corny, but I'm still. I love the video game when I was a teenager, but I'm still gonna get it.
I actually like The Rock as an actor. Like I do too. I've enjoyed pretty much every movie I've ever seen him in.
Jumanji.
Have you seen Jumanji?
I haven't seen that yet, but I heard it was really good.
Yeah, it did really. I mean, it was still. I think it came out just like 2-3 weeks ago, and it was still showing in the theaters.
I like him as a person. I like him as a person, but I don't feel like I've ever seen a movie that I liked that had him in it. Not that he made it bad. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like
Fast and Furious, he was pretty good.
You like Moana?
I never.
I guess.
Yeah, Moana's good. Moana's good.
I like that movie.
I guess most accurately, I would say I don't dislike him as an actor. Sorry, Justin.
No, it's all
I just wanted to
like that movie.
Dude, my kids love that shit.
What movie was it?
Moana.
Oh, I didn't see that one. He's been in. Doom was all right. It was okay.
I never saw.
I take that back. Doom was terrible. I forgot.
Oh wait, yeah, I did see Doom. Actually, that was good. That was terrible. I thought you said Boom because that sounds like a movie he would be in.
Yeah. San Andreas. That was pretty good.
I never saw that. I'm never I never saw San Andreas.
San Andreas. Sorry, Andreas.
I'm never gonna see it.
It's Andre. Whatever. Who cares?
What was the one where he was the sheriff and he just beat motherfuckers with a 2x4?
Oh, Walking Tall.
That was something.
Walking Tall. But he
that was
he was in the rundown.
Was Walking Tall? Which one was the one with Christopher Walken in it?
Walking Tall.
Okay, that was probably the one that I enjoyed the most. As well, because he was in two around the same time that were like similar. I think Rundown was the other one, but Walking Tall was the one.
Was not in Walking Tall.
No, not Christopher Walken. The Rock.
Walking.
Johnny Knoxville.
Did you get that shit mixed up?
Johnny Knoxville was in the Walking Tall also.
Dude, I met Johnny Knoxville at a bar.
Guy, wasn't
he? You did?
Yeah. I met him at a bar in Baltimore. He was fucking awesome. I bought him a drink, and I was just like, hey, man, I appreciate all the entertainment. And he was like, hey, man, I'm happy to do it. And I was like, cool. And then I was like, what are you in town for? And he was like, I'm in town shooting a movie. I'm doing the stunts for it.
And were you like, do you watch reviews?
This is before then.
Do you watch reviews?
I definitely didn't ask then. I definitely wouldn't ask now. But apparently, like all the Jackass guys, he was telling me there, he was like, we all are stuntmen. Like we all like super established stuntmen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they all do stunts in different movies and shit. So like he was in Baltimore shooting some movie, and he was like the stuntman for it. I think it was Lab 49.
One thing I want to say is this Hydra, his crotch looks like an elephant trunk.
Mine too.
I wish mine did.
His looks like an uncircumcised penis, a giant one. Not you, Hydra.
Mine looks like a centipede.
Oh my god!
Yours looks like a mushroom. Yours looks like a mushroom.
If you cut it off, it grows another piece. No, I'm just gonna put that. All right.
Disgusting. Oh my god.
Moving on.
Worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
And you know what the worst part is? I figured it out that I could do that. You know, that was, I had the balls just to cut penis off, and then it grew back. Dream Factory Bonecrusher. All right. Is it? I thought I saw somebody, this is a knockoff, but is this not? Is this a knockoff company?
I don't think so. It doesn't look like a knockoff.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think someone was like,
one
of their figures look like they knocked off the torso because that's character design. But yeah, I don't think it is.
Okay, cool. I read somewhere that they thought it was. So yeah, the movie Bonecrusher, we getting like a leader class. I think he's
It looks the part.
Mm-hmm. I'd be all over this if I was a big fan of the movies.
If I liked this, I'd be all over.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby, you like crabs.
That is true. Maybe I'll just go in all on the movie shit.
You should.
I could get this and pretend that I'm collecting Dark Crystal Transformers.
Transformers Maryland edition.
Yeah.
I think it looks really good.
No, I do too. I agree, Matt. I agree, Matt. I think it looks great.
Oh, I like the guy taking a picture of it on his cell phone. That's looking good. He's in camouflage.
Man, he got all the way up on that thing.
Yeah, he's up close and personal. But yeah,
real quick, what's up with all those buttons on his pocket? What you need all those buttons for?
Finally,
you got in there. He got a couple claw marks on his pocket, on his jeans. I don't know what's going on. These kids.
Oh, yeah, he might have. But yeah, this looks good. I mean, it's we never got a later class one, so I mean, this is your meal ticket, or whatever.
And he's got the full setup on a TV stand.
Oh yeah.
Look at that filthy basement he's in.
Is that weed? Is that weed on the bottom left of it? Is that a bunch of bag of weed?
That looks like a bag of human feces.
I think it's a bag of Bonecrusher parts.
Oh,
I really do. Like I think those are pieces. Like if you look at the color of the plastics, like I think they're pieces to like the other builds.
I can see
what is that wire hanging across
when you guys are done talking about this, I have a What Kit Cut this week story.
Nice.
I just thought about it. It's related to what you were just talking about.
Why is there a long wire connected to a big box connected to a long wire flying in the air?
It's the telephone. It's the telephone into the house.
It's a ripcord. He can.
That's like a safety. That's a safety harness in case he jumps out of the window.
Guy's a mess. I'm using this as a backdrop this week.
It's weird that you would include this picture in like a thing like this.
I know.
Like someone's like, we really need a picture of a guy taking a picture of the toy so we can prove that it exists and someone was taking a picture of it.
Plus, he's in a camo, so he could be like the military, like with their big military thing in the movies. So he wore the camo for it.
I could barely see him there with all that camo on.
That's true. All I see is top of his head. That's all I see, and some hands. That's all I see. I like this little set. Wait, is it falling on the top right? Is this stuff falling? That silver stuff is falling. Oh well. All right, Greg, tell us the story for
the kid story.
Oh, okay. Well, so I don't know the exact. I don't know exactly like what the history is. Like this company sent her catnip samples, and it was like a pet site or something, or a pet Facebook group, or like page or whatever. And it sent her like a sample pack of things they sell based on her preferences. And so they sent her a bunch of different catnip samples because her strains. Wait, hold on. She's coming downstairs. What's the story, real quick?
She's a friend from high school that has a catnip.
Oh, it's a friend from high school. A friend of hers from high school that owns a catnip store, and apparently sells hedgehog nip.
No, she just did it for me. It was an experiment.
Oh, it's an experiment. Okay, so it's designer drugs.
Caterpillars.
But anyway, she sent her a bunch of samples, and the shit came in fucking dime bags. It was a bunch of dime bags in one bag. So if Kit got picked up with that in the car, she would get busted for trafficking with intent to sell.
Catnip?
Yeah, well, I thought it was funny because you were talking about weed bags, but like the shit literally looks like.
Was the word catnip in quotes?
No, the word catnip's on. I'll post one in the G3.
It says marijuana. I don't know the name of the company. It's Mary Jane's.
Are you being serious? Anyways, all right.
I'm just saying, if this was in the car and we got pulled over, we might be spending a couple hours while they test it, because some of it's the hedgehog shit smells like weed,
like poo.
No, I like the smell of weed.
Is Dream Factory a new company?
What are you talking about, Matt?
Is Dream Factory a new company, or have they made some stuff before?
I don't recognize them offhand, but it's possible they could have made something I didn't give a fuck about.
Okay. All right, moving on to a bunch of other stuff you don't give a fuck about. Hasbro news.
Yay!
We have MP Prowl plus Coming to America. I guess this was just hit today that they are the Masterpiece Prowl that's in blue colors now. It's coming to the U.S. Via Diamond Distributors.
Oh,
so,
I'm well aware. Diamond. It's a Maryland company. But I was thinking about this. I was thinking, you know what would make me buy this? is that this shit hits TRU right around the 50% off everything sale.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Plus that movie Barricade. If it hit too, definitely.
I wouldn't buy this half off.
No, I hear you. I hear you. I'm not
for $40. You want to buy this for $40?
I would buy it and give it to Bobby and watch him flip it for $10.
I wouldn't flip it.
He does that.
That's why Robert would never give it to me.
Yeah, because you actually want it.
Right. But I don't. It's not that I want it, but I would get it for fucking $30 or whatever.
So yeah, I guess they're I guess anybody's worried that Toys R Us wasn't gonna get their stuff. Now you got Diamond Comics. Yay.
No, I just want to send you boxes and boxes and boxes of just dirty gorillas and terrible toys, so then it becomes a chore to resell it. It's not worth mailing it away, and you're just going to be swimming in garbage toys.
You could do the box.
Bobby, that's just an idle threat because he doesn't send boxes of toys out anymore.
You need to. You see, that's the problem. You never ask for it in a trash bag.
Oh.
Ooh, can I
just get my shit in the trash bag there, Robert D? I'm getting tired of sitting by the mailbox 5 days a week waiting on your package. No,
all right.
Okay, package.
Got awkward again. We got.
Wasn't awkward at all.
We're done with Hasbro. Thank God. We got statue news. We got the XM Studio Megatron statue.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that people jump to Hot Toys rather than statues. Is it just because Hot Toys are easy?
I think it's the progression. I think that it's like, you know what I mean? It's only a matter of time before a lot of people that win Hot Toys will be flipping that shit and getting fucking statues.
This Megatron looks nice.
Yeah, he looks.
Agreed.
He looks
like what Megatron would look like in real life. Fucked up face and all.
This is right after the war. That had to be right after the war.
Dark Sidetron.
That's nice. I wonder how much this fucker's gonna be. God damn.
What do you think, Justin?
For the statue? Or how much it's gonna cost?
Do you like it?
It's nice looking. It looks Megatron-y. A little bit too beaten up for my personal taste, but I mean, it looks good.
If I'm being nitpicky, I feel like the helmet and face is like a little too apey.
Yeah, I can do that.
You like apes though.
And it's only when you're talking about like spending, like this is going to be well over $1,000, I'm sure. So like if I'm going to spend well over $1,000, like it's just a little too gorilla for me. That being said, it's still beautiful.
That is weird that you say that because you love gorillas.
I do, but I like ice cream and I like pizza, but I don't put ice cream on my pizza. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. You don't want your Megatron looking like a. Yeah, I get it. He looks too. I don't know.
But you like painting, and you like taking baths.
But I don't like cleaning.
Yes, you do. There's something wrong. It's like that tub represents that dark nugget in you. No one knows about.
It's my core. It's the core of my heart.
There's something in there. Do you call this tub mother? Do you call that tub mother?
Shut up.
Man, this is a people.
I would think his toilet more accurately represented that dark nugget that's hidden deep inside of him.
Depending on the day.
Just me.
So these are the people that made that Starscream that looks so fucking beautiful.
Agreed.
God damn, I wish I had the money for that. Anyways. All right, we are
going on to questions. Can I add an addendum to the 6-shot thing?
Yeah. Why not?
I misspoke. I was actually ironically thinking of the solicitation for the Dutch, which is the one that comes out in the next month or two. The 6-shot is actually the cutoff for pre-order retailer orders is May 30th, and it's slated for June or July, which fits the timeline. But I just was thinking I had my two things mixed up, so I apologize. For the listeners, Triple R, thanks for already correcting me at this point. And
everyone that had a false sense of hope.
So RC will be next, and then 6-shot will be after that. Okay. RC, when's RC? Does anybody know? Does anybody know when exactly RC's is it in May? She'll be out in May, right? No.
Yeah, I would guess. I wouldn't be surprised honestly if it came out in April.
April. Okay.
Because I think it was pretty much all but ready to go, and it just shut down for Chinese New Year.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Fanstoys, sure, they always take a while to release their figures, but given the climate, they're really fucking up. Like, they've got to get something out. Is there any urgency? I wish I knew.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if aside from Takara, if they are kind of the only show in town, like, what's the urgency?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I think the big urgency to me is just at this point, so your fans don't move on to other things.
Yeah,
That's fair. I don't.
Really
I'm with that.
For me, you know.
I'm with you. I understand.
Oh, we're getting a replace. The Masterpiece Rodimus is getting a redo also. I don't know if I put the news in there, but didn't I see somewhere they're getting fixed knees and everything, and other parts are getting fixed?
I thought I put that in there. Actually, now that you mentioned, I put it in there. Maybe I didn't save. Yeah, Asia is re-releasing that mold. It's not Takara. Like everyone's like, Takara's doing it, but it's not. It's just Hasbro Asia because they have rights to the mold. Yeah, they're replacing the knees, but they're not fixing anything else. I mean, that's a good-looking figure. I mean, I guess aesthetically, if you don't look at the joints, but yeah, that just means that's like one final gasp before a new mold comes out. So we'll probably see a Takara Rodimus Prime at some point.
I have problems. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, like, in the next, 6 months, we'll see a Takara Rodimus Prime version 2.0 to go along probably with their MP10 version 2. So,
I have a lot of problems with my backpack staying kind of together. I don't know if anybody else does.
Oh, yeah. So that was one of the universal problems. That and it spontaneously exploding.
Right.
When you joints or took it out of the clamshell.
Yeah, I never fuck with the joints because I knew about all the kind of rumors around it, so I just left it well enough alone. But my backpack is it's a fucking mess. I think I have my backpack leaned up against the back of my shelf and then pushed up against the back of his body.
My transparent cockpit window broke, so just one of the hinges broke off just moving it.
I thought you were about to say you had the transparent design, and I was just going to be like, oh my god, what were you thinking? That's a recipe for disaster right there.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Well, because in the press release or whatever for it, it was it's going to have the fixes of the V2, but the fixes in the V2 weren't super comprehensive. You know what I mean? They didn't really cover all of the issues. There were still issues. The backpacks had better, and the knees were better, but the shoulders were still having issues. It was a weird time for Masterpiece. I mean, that was still an early figure. I mean, considering MP1 through 8 were all repaints for the most part.
3 figures.
Yeah, well, 4, because Grimlock was in there. And then there was Megatron that was designed in a week.
Yeesh.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That fucking Megatron. Hey, Bobby, you want to read the questions? MP Collector sent us one, man.
Yeah, sure.
You can just come out.
All right. Dear Shattercast crew, I spent a lot of time debating whether or not I should reboot my collection and start the whole thing all over again with an entirely new direction. If I had it all to do over again, I would create a man cave. Dude, don't do that. Regular room. That featured a single iconic representation from each of my favorite franchises from the 80s and early 90s. For this week's discussion, I would love to hear what franchises each of you would need to have represented in a collection like that. For the purposes of this question, potential franchises could include pretty much anything. Television, toys, movies, comics, video games, etc. I think we all are on the same page that Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Transformers, and He-Man would have to be featured in the collection like this, but what else needs to be there? I asked because I had some curious entries when I made my own list. The Goonies, for example, which is also the name of my friends, would need to be included in my collection somewhere, and that was only a single movie and not really much of a franchise. I'd also need to have something to commemorate Terminator 2. Sky Commanders and Silverhawks would be the toy lines that would make my list, but I realized they wouldn't be for many others. I have over a dozen examples like that. Anyway, I would love to hear what franchises would need to be included in an iconic 80s, 90s collection for each of you. Anybody? Do we all? Well, let's get this out of the way. Do we all? Is there anyone that, perfect setup, wouldn't want a representation of Transformers, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, and He-Man?
I don't care about He-Man.
Okay, so He-Man's out for Justin, and what about Robert?
I don't need G.I. Joe or Turtles.
Well, we didn't say Turtles, but Robert's out for.
They suck.
Robert's out for G.I. Joe. So Robert's out for G.I. Joe. Justin's out for He-Man. The rest of us want all of those across the board. So let's just move forward from that kind of baseline. Anybody? Matt? What about you, Matt? Because your collection is very, very focused. So like, dream case scenario, you would want all of those, which I find interesting. But then where would you move from there?
He said judgmentally.
Matthew?
I think Matt died.
Matt, are you okay?
Pissed him off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had it on mute. My fault.
All right.
Yes, I agree with everything. Mask would be in my
right.
Battle Beast. I love. I think our boy Chuck 30. He collects Battle Beast, and I've been seeing a lot of his stuff on Instagram, and I would love to get back in Battle Beast. I don't think it would be for a lot of people, but I like that. What else? I wouldn't mind GoBots. I would love to have some GoBots in. I would definitely love a whole GoBot line. And horror movie stuff, like figurines from Freddy and Jason and all that stuff. I think that would be pretty cool to have some stuff from there and everything. So that's about it. I mean, there's probably more stuff. I just can't think of anything off the top of my head right now.
Robert?
One thing to start out, I know what Justin would want. He would want a whole display based on the Never-Ending Story.
You know it.
I would love that. I would love a Hot Toy.
Dude, Falcor flying from the ceiling.
I would want it life size so I could get up there.
1/1 scale.
Yeah.
You jump on that little fan thing in your helmet and it blows you up there on top of it. Dude, I didn't use that as a backdrop last week. Maybe I'll use that, Justin, in the little shooter thing, one of Robert's
the Ghostbusters?
The Avengers one I might use.
Oh, Avengers.
Like
what about the Ghostbuster one?
Yeah, the Ghostbusters one's definitely my favorite.
Is that your preference? I'll use your Justin.
Whichever you want to do is fine with me. I just really love the Ghostbusters one. I was like, this is the coolest thing I've seen.
It's a new free for all. What do you call it? Banner. It's
another toy line, Captain Planet. For some reason, I love Captain Planet. I don't know why. It was a good.
Really?
Looting and fluting is the thing.
I liked it. I mean, it was there.
Did you really like it?
It was alright. I like the mullet.
I watched that show like every single weekend.
I did too.
I was like, this is not great.
TBS. It was on TBS all the time.
This is not great, but
it was
either
on
this
at
or
the time
Rugrats.
to watch.
Yeah, I think that or Rugrats. Exactly.
To be fair, this wasn't 80s; it was 90s. So.
Oh, that is well.
Well, you can choose 80s or 90s according to the question.
Oh well, okay then.
I think
a Turtles collection too would be pretty cool too.
Yeah, for sure.
I want like 80s kung fu movies. Like if they had like figure arts versions of some of the best. Like, dude, Last Dragon.
Oh yeah,
and definitely have Bruce Leroy and Sho'nuff. Like,
Sho'nuff is so cool.
I would get those.
Who's the master? Oh god, with those little fucking, and they would just like KO the Doctor Strange fucking wrist effects again.
I would rock the shit out of that.
Oh, what about video game characters like Dragon?
Optional face swap with like the bullet in his teeth.
What about video game characters like Double Dragon, Contra?
Yeah,
I have some. Yeah.
I wish they did more of those type of things, because I would just do like classic Nintendo shelf, because my Nintendo stuff is kind of in an odd spot because it's like I don't have quite enough Mario stuff to do a whole Mario shelf, but like my family doesn't want me to my family is like very much trying to segregate my video game collection. But like I in my head I'm like, let's just get a Mega Man and a Link and Zelda and put them all on the same shit, and they're like, you can't do it. Mario needs its own shit.
I have a shelf with all Mario, and then I have a shelf that's got like Mega Man, Samus fighting a Metroid,
nice
Link. But like, I would like to get the Contra shit, but they only made the video game, like the 8-bit color ones, and like I would rather have
the
NECA. Yeah.
I like the stuff I have that I would want to keep in a reboot would be the Voltron, and I have both, and I couldn't pick between the two of them. And as soon as I get my replacement Yellow Lion, Bobby, you'll get to see what I'm talking about. Voltron, but also the Voltron that was the 3 robots stacked on top of each other. Remember that one?
That thing was awesome. The Ninja Voltron.
Love that. And Vehicle Voltron. I would want that stuff. But yeah, like all the stuff you're talking about. But Greg, what is that? Who was that? Was that you, Justin, showing the show with the guys, the people that had like bird uniforms?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. But
what is that?
Silverhawks.
Silverhawks.
I love an MP, Monstar, and Buzzer, and whatever the Jester guy was with a little ball gun.
Yeah, man, Silverhawks.
The one toy line that I was into as a kid that I would love to have a few kind of modern representations of would be Dino Riders.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. High five on that one.
Yeah.
Y'all are missing some big names.
Movie-wise, I would, I could see like Dark Crystal, but I think they've done some of that.
They have. I think, was it NECA that did those? They're pretty good looking.
And
what about Fraggle Rock?
They did those reaction figures, I think.
I would love Fraggle Rock figures.
I
would fucking love that. And
Smurfs? I know. I kind of.
Muppet Babies.
I love watching Smurfs.
No fucking Smurfs. No gummy bears.
Robert wants Muppet Babies.
Bionic 6 would be cool, like an updated
super articulated glowworm.
Popples.
I'll tell you, like the thing that allures me the most would be like either 1/10 or 1/6 statues or figures of movie franchises that like you would never expect figures for.
The Last Starfighter.
Like dude, I would rock a Last Starfighter figure.
Enemy Mine.
But like no, I mean like Goodfellas. Like I would rock Goodfellas, Pulp Fiction,
Tango and Cash.
Not so much for me, but I get that.
Battlestar Galactica.
Last Action Hero.
The Sopranos, like the main cast of the Sopranos. I've said this 1,000 times, but I would love that.
Beetlejuice.
Like a lot of like these little like the like some just characters from like beloved films that would never. Oh my God, Robert.
Yes, Bobby. Yes. I would.
That would never get a toy line. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like historically.
Now, would you want the whole? Would you just want like specific characters, or would you want like a whole character?
Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes, dude. I would take that in a second. But like, if we were talking. If I was to do Big Trouble in Little China, I wouldn't even need Kurt Russell. I would just need Old Man Chopin and the three guys, Raiden and the other two guys. Old Man Lopan. I'm sorry, Old Man Lopan, and then the 3 Mortal Kombat guys.
Which was your favorite Mortal Kombat guy?
Raiden, of course.
You like Raiden? I like the Thunder guy that blew himself up.
Oh, you're fucking ridiculous. I was listening to Enter the Realm, and they were like, just said if you like any other character more than Old Man Lopan, you're wrong. I'm like, dude, if you like any other character better than Raiden, you're wrong.
That's true.
You would have to have fucking Kurt Russell. What are you talking about?
No. Look, I'm not knocking the Kurt Russell figure. Obviously, that would be the first release. I'm just saying, for my personal needs, Old Man Lopan and the 3 Mortal Kombat guys, and I'm good.
There's so many movies from the 80s that you could do. I mean, it's so good. Arnold Schwarzenegger, any of his films.
Like Last Action Hero?
Kindergarten Cop.
I think as far as cartoons go, Cops. I wouldn't mind seeing some updated Cops figures, and that was a Hasbro line, so they could put out something.
Crash Test Dummies.
But
Marshall Bravestar. That was pretty good. That was a pretty decent. I mean, I had the toys. I don't really remember a lot of the show, but like that was pretty cool.
How about
they had some good features for the time.
How about Thundercats? Would anyone want that on the show?
Yeah, I've tried that a few times.
I could pass on Thundercats.
What?
I don't like Thundercats. I never did.
I'd be in on that.
The only way I'd be in on it, though, I think, is if... I don't know if I need all the bad guys, personally. Just like a mother would be good. And the main... I mean, all the hero characters, I think, would be good, because I think they'd look good on a shelf together.
Yeah, I mean, like, even if you had, like, just a Detox, and you had just, like, just a Lino would be fine.
In the corner?
In the corner. Yeah, like just a good Lino would be fine. Or if you had like a Tigra and a Shatara, like that would be fine.
I don't know. I think the bad guy characters are pretty cool though, because you got a lot of extra like because that was a season 3, 2, 3. I don't remember. Back then, like it seemed like those shows were like 9 seasons long, and then you grow up and it's like
24 episodes.
Because they added those extra Thundercats like. They're like, oh, they're not all dead. There's more Thundercats. Yeah. But like some of the bad guys, like Mum-Ra, and then like you get a Jackalman, a Vulture, whatever his name was, and Slide together. And
Vulture's a little hard to stomach as an adult, but yeah, I agree. As a kid, he was fucking awesome.
But looking at it, I'm like, that's a good look. That would be a good looking team. And then you got what was the rat guy with the size?
I don't remember. I only remember
him and Drillerman. Or Driller, I wasn't Driller Man. It was just Driller. And then
he was a contractor.
Merman.
Pirates.
Stinkor.
Get a Hammerhand and all the Berserkers together. Like that would be a good looking set too. So I don't know.
Rock
I think the bad guys are pretty cool too. But that's just me.
I agree. I'd be in for the whole line, but I'd also be in for just a few key heroes as well. But I agree with you.
What was that toy line with like the big like lava monster and stuff? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, and Humanoids.
Yeah,
Humanoids.
Decomposed.
I always thought they looked cool, but I never caught. There was a show, right?
Yeah.
I never caught the show, so like I had no connection to it, but I always thought they looked cool.
What was the one where they had all the holes in them and you could attach like various like sets to them?
Oh right, the fuck was that?
Swiss cheese.
Mace.
I didn't get into that at all, but I remember the toys. I think I had one.
Do you remember Air Raiders?
No.
They were like they were trash. They were like all pneumatic powered, like they were like vehicles with little kind of mask size like figures.
Oh, with the wire.
And you like hit the little pump and it would blow the missiles out of the fucking air chambers.
What were the ones with the string? Centurions or something?
That's it, Greg. Centurions.
Yeah, you had vehicles that would go across strings.
That's what I was talking about. That's what I was just talking about because I thought that's what he was talking about. Yeah, they had the little strings you hook them, and they would zip line up the back and shit. They had little motors. Yeah,
I think they only had like one season of cartoon.
Does anyone remember StarCon? They were like
StarCom has been coming up in my life. Let me tell you a quick story, Justin. But and then you can I've never fucking heard of StarCom. About 6 months ago, Hung to Go hits me up and says he's going to try to complete a full vintage collection of StarCom. And I'm like, never heard of it. And he's like, I got all of them for like $30. And I'm like, sounds appropriate because I've never fucking heard of it. Nice. And then the next thing I know, Brian Brink is talking about him. And then before I know it, it's like one of those things like, you know, where you like never hear a word and then you hear it for the first time and then it feels like you hear it 60 times in the next 2 weeks. Like
Facebook does, you know, if you look up something, Facebook automatically starts pulling ads on you.
Yeah, but like I feel like I never heard the word quagmire used, and then all of a sudden I like heard it used all the time. But like it was like that. But go ahead. Were you into that as a kid?
Yeah, well, I didn't have a ton of them. I had a couple, and they were like pretty interesting because they were like little weird things, and you'd hit a button, and they'd have like a little motorized mechanism thing. Like it was weird. So like it'd be like the one of them I know I had like this black jet, and you'd hit a little button, and like it's like wings would pop out and like guns on the front. Like it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I know now for some reason. All of a sudden, I know that they have a big cult following. But I swear to God, I've never heard of them until 2017, and then I haven't stopped hearing of them since 2017.
Dude, I'm all about some Dino Riders now.
Yeah, dude, Dino Riders fucking. I might even be tempted to pick up a couple Dino Saucers.
If I saw some like at a at TFCon or something, somebody had some on the side, I'd think about buying some.
Because I don't think we ever got the Dino Saucer toys in America. I think they were like only in Africa or some shit.
Damn it!
I would like to see Captain Power. The soldiers.
Oh, Captain Power! I'd probably pick up a few. Especially the bad guys, because they look fucking badass. Like that one pterodactyl-looking dude.
Story, yeah, Sauron. That was a decent story. Like, I mean, it just came out at a time when like it was towards the end of that big like toy commercial as entertainment fucking 80s push, and like it was just oversaturated. And I think. Wasn't that show on like a major network at like prime time?
I never caught the show. I only watched I had like the one ship that came, like the black ship, and then it came with the VHS. Yeah. And I used to run that shit over and over and over again. Like I was like, how does it know? And I was like,
no, because I remember like at the end of the first season, they killed off like the woman, and that was like the first time they had actually killed like a main character and a woman and love interest at that. It was like, yeah, that shit was fucking badass, dude. They would fucking like just steal motherfuckers' souls and put them in the computer.
I'd probably be in for a Captain Power set. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Dude, I would get them all. I would get fucking Lord Dread. I would get Sauron. I'd get the tank foot guy. I'd get the fucking his throne thing. I get the jets. I would Captain Power.
I'd probably pass on the vehicles. I'd probably pass on the vehicles at this point in my life just due to room, but I'd get all the characters, and then I'd get I would troop build the fucking pterodactyl things.
Dude, what if that shit was fucking like that Black Series TIE Fighter though? Would you make room? Don't you have an extra room somewhere?
No, I'm out. I'm out. I got to start digging underneath the ground.
Bobby, did you
hang that shit up in the theater room? Just hang off the
barge.
What'd you say, Robert?
Did you go in on the barge?
I haven't yet. I'm just not. I'm not in a. I'm not in the best spot to do that. Let me see how that's doing though. By the way, HasLab.
I think they. ATR looked it up the other night. I forgot what they said. I think they're close.
So it has 4,028 of 5,000 backers. So it needs about another 1,000 to go in 6 days.
Oof.
It's gonna be tight.
If it comes out looking like that fucking video they put out, I'd consider it, even though I don't have anything that scale.
What's it cost?
It costs $500.
$1 million.
Hey Bobby, check your PayPal.
I'll probably watch this until the last day, and if it's made its goal on the last day, maybe I'll throw caution to the wind and spring for it. But I would really.
Hey, Robert, you got $2,500?
No,
because I'm thinking there's 5 of us. There's 5 of them.
Just 6 of us.
Just saying.
Is there any other one? I love that idea with with the video game stuff. I would love to have some video game characters.
I'll tell you, man. Like
man.
My main priority with that shit would be like these statues, like 1/10 or 1/6 or figures in 1/6 of these just minor characters of big film franchises, like a Hannibal Lecter and a Freddy and a Jason.
Isn't there a Hot Toys Freddy or a Hannibal Lecter?
There are.
Chucky.
But,
Chucky or something.
Chucky. What else? Just shit like that. But even the guy D'Onofrio's super god look in The Cell.
Like little shit like that I was just that like connected with me. I would buy stuff like that if they made it.
I would want, like, if I was going to go video games, I would want them to be like look like the original 8-bit versions of the characters.
Nice.
Well, NECA did that. Yeah, NECA did that. See, that's not for me because they did Contra like that. They did Castlevania like that. Like, I want
Castlevania.
Nice. Yeah, that would be a good figure.
A normal painted,
nice.
A normal painted, fucking Ace and Barry or whatever they were called in Contra.
Actually, why the fuck don't I have a fucking Tatsuo and a bike?
Don't know,
like,
man.
That's a big fucking gap for me. Or Kaneda and a bike. Like, just give me Kaneda and the bike, and I'm fine. Give me the Tatsuo too if you're feeling generous. But like those three, yeah, like those three, and I'd be good. Like on a Figuarts level, I'd be perfect. Like somebody
Unrustable Bastards, Akira bike.
No, that's not gonna do it. That's not gonna do
it. What about Robotech? Nobody would collect Robotech if they rebooted.
You know,
no, I see how much money Joe H spends on this shit, and I'm just like, no, I'm good. I'm not. I can't. No, I'm good. I'm good on $300 fucking jets. I
never saw it. I never saw it as a kid. There was another show too that I never saw with these people that wore helmets, and the helmets, it was like there was a girl, they were like white suits, they kind of looked like bird people.
I know what you're talking about.
Silverhawks?
Yeah. Silverhawks.
No. He's talking about like with cloth, like cloth wings. And
yes, that's what I was talking about. Not Silverhawks. I was talking about that. It's like super 70s, early 80s, and they're in white suits.
Oh, yeah, it looks like Voltron-y in terms of the animation.
It's one of those Japanese remix.
They had helmets and their bills were glass.
Yes. Yep, that's the one. I want to say it's like Battle something or Star something.
I feel like that's the name of almost any 80s franchise, though.
Yeah, that's true. You know what else I would buy? If one company did like a line of figures, and I'm talking about like Storm Collectibles or Figuarts or Figma, and just did like all of the major religious deities, I would buy those. Like if I had like a Jesus and an Allah,
Buddha,
like Buddha.
Funko already did that.
I'll send you a picture of me.
They did a Bernie Sanders, a Hillary, and a Trump.
Would you that? Lucifer pre-fall
and L. Ron Hubbard.
What's that with the Mormons? Magic Joe. What was his name?
Joe Smith, right?
Magic Joe.
John Smith, something like that.
Oh, yeah, I'm on eBay looking at Dino Rider stuff.
Yeah, Matt.
God damn, that looks so good. I remember this shit. Man, I love that fucking cartoon too.
Yeah, but those dinosaurs don't like. You know what's funny? The dinosaurs, I still have a bunch of them.
They look goofy. They look cheap.
Okay, guys. Sorry, not you guys. I'm sorry. All right, guys, calm the fuck down.
Talking to the pets.
The paint on them is still pretty impressive, but the articulation is super trash. It's like everything just swivels at the hips. It's like everything moves like a Star Wars Kenner figure. I have all not all of them. I have a significant amount of the dinosaurs.
Where are they at? I never saw them.
Running. My kids. Like, I gave them to my kids.
Running.
Okay.
But I don't have I don't have all the power packs and shit and the brain boxes and the fucking missiles and the fucking figures and all that stuff. I just threw all that shit out, and I gave my every kid goes through a dinosaur phase. So I just gave them to my kids.
Right.
I would like V. Remember V?
Oh, that was a good show. They redid it too recently.
No, V Visitors.
No, man. I like V for Vendetta. I think
V, the show V with the lizard.
I remember it. I never saw it.
What?
Your
boy from Total Recall was in it, and he was a good guy.
My boy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I want to double back to Dino Saucers. Like that was like one of the most amazing theme songs ever.
Dude, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Oh wait, let's pull it up. Dino Saucers.
Hey,
dude, these
while
are
you're
cool.
pulling it up, remember Land of the Lost?
Oh yeah.
Like, they did some figures back then, but, like, you could do a little set of those. Like, if NECA got a hold of them, like, because NECA's good for looks and not... NECA's like the X-Transbots of of regular old action figures. Like they nailed the look, but they don't really hit the execution.
They're like McFarlane toys with better plastic.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, because I got some Friday the 13th ones.
Secret Scouts. Yeah.
I want to remember this shit now. Genghis Rex. I remember that.
Dude, he goes for it. Like the guy singing goes for it for real at the end.
Didn't Dennis Hopper play
Wait,
Genghis Rex in the movie?
Here you go. Right there. Dinosaurs. Like I always think about that shit. Like I always think about like it works. Like it's like a children's cartoon. It has a little theme, a little cartoon, it all goes together. But like I always think there had to be a guy at some point putting pen to paper to write that song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then at another point there was a guy in a studio with like headphones on, like really, really singing that shit. And
he's rocking it. Yeah.
You know, like I always think about those moments.
Roller skates.
Yeah, well,
didn't Stan Bush do that?
In that process.
He did?
Sorry.
Didn't mean to. No, I just said, did Stan Bush do that when he was singing his song?
I was just trying to say, at some point, Stan Bush was sitting in the corner of a room smoking a cigarette while all that went down.
Exactly.
100%. Dude, Stan Bush in that music video, like he's taking
Stan
it.
Bush was like, this dude's got the whoa, wait a second. Someone get me a pencil and a paper.
I feel like he might still be taking it a little too serious.
I would love a collection based on Labyrinth. With Bowie.
Oh no, you said Dark Crystal. Yeah, Labyrinth would be cool. They somebody put out a set of Labyrinth figures.
Dude, these are so cool.
Like I would do Game of Thrones, and of course, Greg and I have talked in the past about a Wu-Tang set.
I do.
Now you're reaching there though. Are we talking about cartoons or was it
80s and 90s?
I got the Ghetto Boys and DMX.
Does anyone remember?
I want
Army
some Pearl Jam.
Army Ants? I remember Army Ants.
Those guys were awesome. I actually saw them. I don't know what I looked at, but eBay recommended them. Like, oh, Army Ants. I remember those things.
Remember awesome. Food Fighters?
I have Food Fighters. Keep meaning to put a review of the whole thing. At some point.
But do you have Food Fighters?
Who on the panel has the Figuarts Turtles?
I do.
All right, Greg and Justin and myself. If you could pick, Figuarts is going to write you, and they're going to take your one choice for one more hero and one more villain. What would be your choices?
Fugitoid and Shredder.
Nice.
Or Splinter and Shredder.
Okay.
And either or.
My man.
So, barring like Shredder and Splinter, because I feel like that's just like kind of obvious answers. For heroes,
thanks, Dick.
Yeah.
Casey Kasem.
Heroes, I would want Usagi Yojimbo, I think.
Yeah, that's a good one.
If I can't have him, I actually want Mondo Gecko because I love that toy as a kid. It's one of my favorite ones to play with. Yeah.
Is he a gecko?
What's that?
Is he a gecko?
Yeah, of course he is.
Nice.
I'm like, skateboarding gecko, actually.
Actually, ironically, Matt, he's an armadillo.
Oh, an armadillo.
I don't know if you guys remember this, but Usagi Yojimbo was originally a video game, like on the computer back when I was a little kid, and it was a samurai
comic.
They didn't have computers back then.
Yeah.
They looked like reel-to-reel tapes.
If I could get
first, I had an Atari 400. And it had like the tape deck that came with it, and it was like a little.
Robert D had an Atari 1.
That shit was expensive too. It was like $2,000.
He had the original Pong.
Hey, since Justin had to shame me with obvious characters, can I get a read it?
No.
Yeah, go ahead. I haven't given mine yet. So go ahead.
I'd want a Muckman, or not Muckman, Mutagen Man.
Oh, he's awesome. I love him.
And as far as bad guys, I would want a Baxter Stockman.
Yeah, I think Baxter would be a good one. That's what I was gonna throw out for the bad guys.
With some of their joints and like the way they do things, as Bobby says, the way they do business. I think of Baxter Stockman.
The nice thing about Baxter Stockman is you could find a couple Mausers from different lines and make it work.
Does it do like a 5-pack of Mausers or something?
Yeah, I would do. Splinter would be my number one choice, but with him taken out of the picture, my number one choice would probably be Metalhead for the heroes, and then Slash, I think, for the villains, and only because I would want a Bebop and Rocksteady, but I don't want just one. I can't have just one.
No, with them two, no, you have to have them together.
Full disclosure, I meant Metalhead. I said Fugitoid because I just read a comic with.
No, it doesn't count. Doesn't count. No.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. But I was thinking Metalhead, the robot turtle.
Put a stop.
Sorry.
You know what other one I always thought was cool? I had the Ace McDuck, and I don't. Oh God. I think it was that coat. I was like, man, this guy's just got a flight coat on. He's just ready to
DuckTales.
He's just ready to get to work.
Remember Cowlick from the comic?
Nope.
It was like a mix between that thing Bowser wrote in Mario 3, I think it was, and Lockjaw from Marvel, because you know how they were like just taking shit from Marvel all the time.
Yeah.
It was like this. It was like this cow thing that could transport them anywhere they wanted to go.
That's awesome.
But I prefer.
And it's from the Fugitoid planet, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I prefer over turtles, hands down. Battletoads.
You're trash.
That's some good ass shit.
Do any of you remember the video game Arkanoid?
Dude, first, Arachnid or something like that. I don't remember.
Arkanoid. It's like the original, it's
that weird ass controller.
Did it have a special controller? Might have with a ball.
With the little, was it a ball or a wheel?
I think it was both.
I think the wheel came first, not the ball.
I remember the ball on Centipede.
Nice. That was on the
arcade. That was my shit. Asteroids, Centipede, Pac-Man. That was when I was a kid.
Bobby, Dino Riders a podcast. Let's get on.
Let's do it.
I'm still looking. I'm fucking looking through this shit. I'm like, God damn it! I'm ordering some of this shit. I know I am.
Dude, I think down for some Pac-Man figure arts. Actually, they could be kind of cool.
I think that one week, if we don't have any Transformer news, we should just talk about other toy lines in general.
I'm down.
I think that could be next week, Bobby.
Probably, with the way shit's going recently.
It'll just be Centercast Uncut, a podcast.
No, the podcast, not a podcast.
A podcast. I'm trying to think, but yeah, I would fucking. Dude, I want a fucking a more established turtle line so bad, but I just don't want it to be made by some bullshit company.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to mix and match my turtles either. Like that Krang was cool. Like, I don't want to have that and that Shredder, and then like have the figure art turtles, and then like some NECA shit thrown in there. Like, I don't want.
I'm good with the Shredder and the Krang and the turtles because I feel like in my head canon. Like, I'm okay with Shredder being, like, significantly taller than the Turtles. Like, it doesn't bother me. But, like...
Canon?
All right, lockdown, calm down.
Yeah. But, like, but I hear you, though. Like, especially Krang. Krang definitely works because he was always huge, but the Shredder is far too big. But
if they were, like, comic-style Turtles, that would be one thing. They are straight up slavish.
Oh, yeah. Agreed.
Cartoon Turtles. So
you know how I get Shredder to work though for me is I feel like it's video game Shredder, like Final Boss Shredder, who is just huge compared to like your Turtles.
Yeah.
Well, in which game?
The original, the arcade game.
Dude, that fucking
that was Super Shredder, right?
God.
When you could have four different players playing with you.
Dude, when you had a team with you, when 3 other people stepped up, you were like,
X-Men
fuck, it's us against the world. Dude, the X-Men, oh my God.
Come on. Oh, that shit was fun as hell.
Damn, like I mean, anything that was like a variation. I even rocked the Simpsons game. I didn't give a shit. It was just fun to
play. The game was fun too. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was just fun on that platform. But that fucking Colossus, Nightcrawler, and Wolverine. Those are like the three. Like if you stepped up to the fucking box and somebody had already taken all three of those characters, you're like, fuck, I'm Dazzler. God damn it.
I love Nightcrawler.
One guy that was
like Cyclops.
Cyclops, and he just stood in the back and was like, optic blast.
Yeah, exactly. The problem with Cyclops was it was just like a one-hit wonder. Like, you know, you hit that button and you got one guy across from the screen from you.
Nightcrawler would fuck up shit.
Yes, Nightcrawler and Colossus were the best because they could take out multiple people at one time, and then Wolverine had a wider range as well. But
what about that with the hammer? What's it called? Axe?
Legend? I gotta talk more about this shit. That fucking music, man. I remember playing it, and that music would be pumping out of the speakers, especially on the platform that had like, because there was the X-Men that had like 4 controllers, and then there was the X-Men arcade that had like all 6. And when you had like the one that had all 6, and that music pumping out of X-Men, and in the back, get him. I used to be like, oh my god, this is the shit.
Welcome to die.
God, that was so good. I remember playing Mario Brothers. I remember playing the first Mario Brothers on fucking arcade. Man, that was good shit, man.
Matt, you were old as fuck.
I am old as fuck, but that's all right.
What do you think was the most important video game on an arcade system in your lifetime? Pac-Man. The most impactful.
Pac-Man, stupid.
I mean, I would put Pac-Man. I mean, it was
Pac-Man, stupid. That shit wasn't in my lifetime. That shit was like the bullshit at like Pizza Hut by the time I was like.
So when you were growing up with Street Fighter, right, Bobby?
No.
The tabletop Pac-Man?
VR? Is that when you were growing up? They had VR.
Mike.
Yeah, it's for me personally, it's Mortal Kombat 2.
God, I love that. I was Melina. Fuck that.
I mean, I'd never seen anything before or after it. Like, people lined up around the fucking corner of the arcade in order to get in to play that shit. Like, I like.
You had to put your quarter up on top.
I've never seen anything like it. Like hordes of people just gathering around just to watch other people play. Like, it's the only time I've ever seen it. It was like a phenomenon.
What was weird
Matt's
to me,
like, I played it once when I was able to buy alcohol.
a quarter down on the screen to be like, I'm next. It's just a quarter. And they have like 4 people, they put a quarter down. It's like, those are just quarters. Like, your name isn't
you got next.
Yeah, but you knew there was a system to this shit. Like, there was
you had to follow the system, man.
You know what?
It was but that was the thing about it. Like, there was a culture around that shit. Like, that was fucking fascinating. I remember dude, like the time before the internet, when fucking life was a little bit more interesting, when there was still magic in the world, and they'd be like, dude, I heard there was this thing called animalities, where you can like turn into an animal and kill. And be like, what? Yeah. But like, it wasn't
animality.
But it wasn't. There was no such thing as animalities. You know what I mean?
The most prolific multiplayer game in the arcade. The most important one was Gauntlet.
Gosh, shut up.
I love Gauntlet, man, with the wizard. And the
wizard, the elf, the Valkyrie.
Yeah.
And Death Adder. That motherfucker was a bunch of snakes that crawled into some armor and fucked you up with a giant axe. Yeah,
dude, I went going to the skating rink and fucking playing Mortal Kombat 2 and Street Fighter, and man, that was fun. Good times, man.
You never played Gauntlet?
I played Infinity Gauntlet.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
I know what I know what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about. That's a great game.
You had that cutscene in the middle of the night, and like the little elf would come to steal your shit. And you had to fuck.
You guys are talking about 2 different games.
Gauntlet.
Oh, we are.
It was the first like multiplayer arcade game, as far as I recall, where you would have a spot for each person, and each spot was the character.
Yeah, you could play 4 at a time.
Right.
Yeah, it was a dungeon crawler.
Elf, Valkyrie, Wizard, and Warrior.
Wizard.
Yeah, with that,
wizard.
The elf was super fast but super weak. The Valkyrie.
You threw lightning bolts too. Lightning bolt.
Warrior was slow and strong, and the wizard shot like magic fireballs. And it was a crazy fucking hard game. And it was like the first. It was like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of like.
Do you remember Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
Oh well, then Golden Axe beats that because that was the first multiplayer game I remember.
Yeah, I don't think Gauntlet had shit on Mortal Kombat 2, man.
Gauntlet was before.
No, it didn't have shit on Gauntlet. No.
Gauntlet was like a side view. But also about Dragon. Was it Dragon Slayer?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That the one that looked animated.
Yeah, that was so hard.
Yeah, it was so hard, and people were like
$1 a play.
Yeah, and people would be like, the graphics are amazing, and I played it once. I was like, yeah, they're amazing, but the game is fucking trash.
It was amazing because it's basically just playing a video.
Yeah, and you're just like, you just
Real
have to hit
gameplay.
like, exactly, you just have to hit like left or right or up or down to like dodge the axe that was coming at you or to get out of the door or whatever. Dumb.
I think Star Wars was an arcade game.
Spy Hunter. Spy Hunter was one of my favorites.
Remember Star Wars?
No, not. I mean, was it like you sit down and you fly the X-wing? That one
wasn't that intricate, but it was like you're doing the canyon run.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Damn, Rob's taking that shit back.
Y'all remember?
Did you guys? Spy Hunter.
Spy Hunter.
Spy Hunter was awesome. So, funny story about Spy Hunter. I was a little kid, and I really wanted Spy Hunter. And I didn't know how to tie my shoes at the time. And my parents are like, if you learn how to tie your shoes, we'll get you a copy of Spy Hunter for your computer. Learned it in like 15 minutes. I was like, got it.
Nice.
You were like, I just patented an invention. I call it Velcro.
And my dad's like, I'm pretty sure you kind of knew how to tie your shoes and you just were using it for the right moment. I'm like, maybe. So.
Like I was in a lot of the slow classes as a kid, and
shocker.
I remember I wanted Nintendo so bad, and my dad got so mad with me one time. He's like, you can have Nintendo when you can spell it.
like, damn it.
So like I fucking I busted my ass trying to figure out how to spell that shit, and I eventually I bust into his room one night, and I was just like, Nintendo, Nintendo, and that bitch showed up like 2 days later.
Nice. What was the first?
For some reason, that story just made me sad. No offense, but that just kind of made me feel bad. I got that shit. I didn't even ask for it. I got it. I didn't even have to learn a fucking word. I just got it.
Yeah, I was had behavioral issues. It wasn't that I was dumb. I just didn't. I didn't apply myself.
Special needs.
Yeah, I mean, I ended up in a lot of those classes where I was like, man, why am I in this class with these knuckleheads?
You're in the special tub class.
Oh, hold on, Bobby. Bobby's telling the Breakfast Club story.
Special tub.
All right, Bender, keep on.
We're going to answer another question.
No,
I had one question for you guys. Talking about the quarter issue, did you guys ever have the one douchebag nerd 14-year-old that when you were kids that would pump like 20 quarters in there? Who like, I have credits.
Oh, fuck that. Yeah, there was a few of those. I know what you're talking about. I feel like in my mind's eye, I feel like Mortal Kombat 2 might have gotten it the fuck out of here.
I remember Virtua Fighter, and there was a guy that did that. I just walked up and I put my quarter up, and I was like, I don't know, 10-ish whenever Virtua Fighter came out the first time. He's like, I have credits. So I put my quarter up and just hit player 2. You're using my credits. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, oops.
My credits.
You know, it was another prolific game, Greg.
Primal Rage.
Tron.
Dude, shout out to Primal Rage, Matt. That shit was fucking badass.
I like that variation. Shout out to Primal Rage, Matt.
I said Tron.
No, fuck Tron. The movie's cool, but
Tron's fun.
You didn't play that when you were a little kid, Bubba?
No, I didn't play it. I watched the movie.
What was the other one with the
Last Starfighter, where they took you up into outer space after you beat the game?
No, that's cool. But it was like a Street Fighter, but it was had the
Mortal Kombat.
No.
Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct. Fuck yes.
Yeah, Killer Instinct.
I would love some
Ultra Combo.
Combo breaker.
Dude,
that just sounded like Robert Eason.
Get some figures out of that. I'll get some figures out of fucking.
Dude, did you ever see? Maybe it's possible that Storm Collectibles might do that, man. Since they've been running the gambit on those fucking.
They made statues. I think they made some figures.
They did just recently too. It was like what?
Well, yeah, because they put out a new game and they executed it with shit.
You ever see that Dark Knight Rises shit where they had like the voiceover or whatever, and when Bruce Wayne is like going to work on Bane and Bane stops it and fucks him up, there's this voiceover top goes combo breaker.
Nice.
And he's like, have you ever heard he said to the guy that he kills in the sewer, like he shoots him and he falls into the fucking water or whatever, and it's like, they say you are what you eat. What did you have for breakfast this morning? A frowny biscuit?
What the fuck, dude?
The dude has like a grimace on his face.
I want a frowny biscuit.
The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
What is that? That's
That's such a good shit.
The original Back to the Future.
You're like, dude, do you remember when they did Mrs. Pac-Man? It was like Pac-Man, but it had a bow on it.
It was better than Pac-Man.
And lipstick.
When did Blazing Saddles come out? Can I get some Blazing Saddles Hot
70s,
Toys?
late 70s.
You know what's funny? Do you remember? Does anybody remember Gyromite for Nintendo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the robot. With,
the little robot and the fucking radishes. Like you pull the radishes out of the ground or whatever.
I remember Burger Time.
That was Mario too.
No. I remember that as well. But there was like some radishes or some shit in Gyromite. There was some shit with some.
I know. What you're
yeah.
I did that shit to Kit the other day, and she didn't think it was funny.
Do y'all
I picked
have
up an
any
apple and I threw it at her. I was like, I'm Mario too.
Do y'all have any places like have like old arcades, like older games and stuff? Do y'all have like a? We have one in Little Rock.
We have one around the city, but I've never been.
I've been. It's pretty cool when you go into them.
I remember getting Mario 2 and playing that shit and being like, "What the fuck is this?"
It was
even the cactuses and stuff.
Yeah, like all of it. It just seemed, because it was like whatever. It was the other game or whatever that they kind of reskinned to be Mario and Luigi. But like,
I love that shit. That shit was
no,
awesome.
I do too. Don't get me wrong, I do too. And I still think that was it Mauser also that was the bad guy? Like,
mm-hmm. No,
yeah,
well, no, War
Mauser.
was a bad guy, but it was Mauser.
Yeah.
And
Mauser
then there
was
was
the bad guy, with the shades. I still think he's probably one of the coolest Mario villains ever.
Remember the masks that would just come get your ass, with shades too.
Yeah.
And then she would like spit eggs at you, and you pick them up, throw them back in here, and kiss them. Oh yeah.
I think Birdo was a dude.
All right, Alex Jones.
I'm telling you, no, I'm telling you, like, I think, like, if you, like, look into the canon of it, like, it had a bow in its head and everything else, but I think it's actually a dude. But that game, I remember playing it, like, I remember, like, putting it in and, like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, this isn't, like, Mario Brothers at all. And then I remember seeing the movie Wizard, and you saw, like, Super Mario Brothers 3 at the end, and you're like, what the fuck is that?
It's coming.
Yeah. Dude, that's something I miss about Toys R Us. Like when I reminisce about Toys R Us now, I'm like, when you used to go into the video game section, all it was like bullshit Nintendo games, but you had to like pick up the little slip and then take the slip to the counter in order to get the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
I mean, people stealing shit.
And that shit was $60.
Yep.
And now you can get Xbox games for like 30.
And that shit would be sold out. Like if there was no little slips in the case, you'd be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
That was the Turtles game for me when it first came out. My mom was a bitch, and she even set it up. She was like, she organized me to visit my sisters like the weekend that game came out because she knew that I would con myself. Like she knew that my sisters would buy that game. She was like, "Oh, Tracy said to ask her what you wanted," because they were like college kids when I was little. It's like, right. Oh yeah, she said to make sure you tell her what you want if you go to the toy store. And my mom was just setting that shit up because that's the kind of person she was. So I go to the toy store. I'm like, "Mom said to tell you I want the Turtles game," and she's like, "I make $2 an hour in tips, so yeah. You want something else?" And then I felt like such a piece of shit. But I ended up getting it eventually.
Oh,
but it was sold out.
That's a great note to end on.
Well, no. Hold on. There was something else.
There was something else interesting. Like, do you remember the Mortal Kombat when it first came out, the home console, and people were like arguing over which was better because like the Super Nintendo one looked and played better, but the Sega Genesis one like had the blood.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, I had
code on the Nintendo though.
You could get the Game Genie on the Nintendo one, which changed the sweat to blood. You would punch somebody in their face, and like all this gray sweat would come off.
Dude, shout out to the Game Genie, man, to fucking help everybody with their fucking.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
What was that controller that came out for the Nintendo that had like
Power Glove button? The Power Glove?
No, it was like an arcade top, and it was
the NES Advantage.
The NES Advantage had the turbo button that was just hitting like pause over and over.
Yep.
Remember the
slow motion? It was a slow motion button.
That you could buy the mat or something. You could play the Olympic game. You could run.
Dude, I used to be so jealous of the kids that had the mat. Like there was only like one kid in the neighborhood. Like in anybody's neighborhood, there was only like one kid in the whole neighborhood that would have the mat, and everybody would just go to their house. And I'd just be like, "Damn, man, if I had the mat, my house would be the shit."
Well, that was the thing.
The pad.
Yeah.
Rob the Robot was first, and then after that was the mat, and then after that was the blaster. Light gun.
That came way later.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because the gun came after the robot, and then there was the NES Advantage, and then there was the Power Glove, and then there was the mat.
So
that mat came out before the Power Glove, way before the Power Glove. Because it used to come with track and field.
Yeah, it came with track and field. I remember that. Go ahead, Justin.
The mat used to actually be a different game that Bandai put out, and then I think Nintendo liked it enough that they basically licensed it from them and put that track and field game. Actually, is it's called Stadium Events or something like that, and it's super rare to find on the Nintendo.
Interesting.
So there was a whole different pad, but it was like the same pad, and then Nintendo bought it, and then like everybody has the power pad and track and field that came with it.
I remember like
Skate or Die.
I remember they had all those sports games that were just called the sports. Like you just pick up baseball.
Football. Bowling. Dude, we could do a whole fucking podcast on video games, man. Cause we got, like I said, Skate or Die. I love Skate or Die. That was a good ass fucking
I remember
game.
they had like the Olympic games where you could play like 20 different sports that all be on the same game. Like you'd like throw the javelin.
Ooh, Bobby, what about the surfing monkey?
PNC surf designs.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was.
I was good at that shit.
That was a very trendy thing for a while.
I love that shit.
I also like California games. That was a good game.
Yes. Dude, lots of good ones.
Remember Ghostbusters? Where you just walked up the stairs. Remember that game?
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Dustin, you remember that?
Yeah.
You walked up the stairs?
The end was a nightmare. So.
Yeah.
I do remember Michael Jackson's Moonwalker on Sega Genesis. That was
I remember the arcade game.
You could get all the bad guys to like do the dance moves with you if you like saved up enough magic energy.
Stop it. Come on now.
Yeah, you would like save up enough like the superpower bar. If you like got it to full power, then you would hit the button and you would like go through this little dance routine. And as you went through the dance routine, all the bad guys on the screen would go through the same routine with you. And then you would hit this move at the end, like pow, and then they'd all just drop dead.
Was that the thrust? That was a pellet thrust.
It was like one hand up in the air with the one finger pointing up and the thumb out. Pow!
Would he turn into a robot?
That was in the movie. That shit that shit jumped the shark a little bit.
I got two.
No, he turned into a car, right?
He turned into a car. It was a spaceship. He turned into a spaceship. And like,
of course he did.
I got two games for you. One, Karate Kid.
Yes. Oh, cutting the ice. You had to chop the ice with.
That was good. Oh, three.
And catch the flies with the chopsticks.
Okay, Karate Kid, and then Ninja Gaiden for the arcade.
I was gonna say because the arcade version was so different from the Nintendo version. I was so disappointed because in the arcade version you used to fucking like DDT motherfuckers into like phone booths and shit. And then you get the game and you just run and jump and go.
And then you had in the arcade. Remember Afterburner?
Mm-hmm.
The jet fighting game.
Top Gun for Nintendo.
I don't remember that one.
What about Top Gun for Nintendo with the fucking landing on the aircraft carrier?
Do you remember like the Final Fight in Streets of Rage era?
God, yeah, those are good games.
Dude, Streets of Rage was a little racy. If you were like go back and like play it now, it's like holy shit, man! This chick is like walking around with like a bra and a mini skirt and fucking fishnets with a fucking baseball bat.
Yep.
Oh, that was like the Double Dragon too. It was like Zorana walking around.
Yes, very similar.
Ooh, I love Paperboy. That was one of my.
Dude, Paperboy was fun.
I would play Paperboy today.
I always wondered. You know how when you had Paperboy, like there was the houses that started off that like were not your subscribers or whatever.
Yes.
I was always curious. Could like if you were perfect at the game, would they become subscribers? If you like didn't break.
Well, you know what's funny is I would as like when I was trying to be good, I would be like, man, I'm gonna go ahead and give them a paper too, and I would just throw them a paper on the arm. You know what I mean? Like I know they're not subscribers, but here's a morning paper. But then sometimes if I was feeling shitty, you know, or whatever, like a little shit, I'd be like, fuck this unsubscribing motherfucker. I'm gonna throw these papers through his window.
You would do that?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You were a Paperboy?
No, in the game.
Yes, he was a Paperboy.
God damn.
It's Robert.
What was that game?
My kid was asking for scissors at 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, God.
Just fucking out of control.
And I stabbed her in the face.
That's
out of control.
That's out of control, man.
What was the game that was like, it was like polygons, and it was a flying game?
Yes,
it was like
I know exactly.
First of its kind.
Joust.
60, you'd go all around it.
Yeah, it was called. It had like the super cool title, and you would fly all around, and you have to blow up these installations and shit.
I know.
I mean, it looked like shit, but at the time you were just like, "This is so cool! It's made out of shapes I just learned about in kindergarten."
Gargoyles.
That was the precursor, I feel like, to Star Fox.
Well, I was just getting ready to say when Star Fox came out, that was the shit.
Oh, dude, Star Fox was awesome. And then, like, that motherfucker's walking at you on those little fucking triangle legs. You're like, oh my god, will they ever be able to stop this?
Hey, whoever had four friends out over on a 23-inch TV and played GoldenEye?
Oh,
with four
right
friends?
here.
Fuck yeah.
Right here.
You try to fucking get the little fucking squares. You try to kill. Man, GoldenEye was
It's another one of those game changers. Yep, I definitely agree. Like if I were to make like a top 5 game changer list of video games, Mortal Kombat 2 would be on there, and GoldenEye would definitely be on there.
Nobody can beat me at GoldenEye. I'm the
dude.
best.
You are trash at GoldenEye.
I have a brand new Nintendo 64 and a GoldenEye. I'll bring that shit to Skullfest, and I'll kick your ass.
Bring it to Skullfest and bring.
I got 4 controllers too.
Bring your fucking
Dude, I'll put my quarter up on his fucking TV and be next.
I swear to God, I'll bring it, and we'll see who's king.
Be like, who's better at Galaga? Who's better at Galaga?
Mines are on the table.
Okay, you're good at that. How about Pong? Been playing this longer than you.
Pong. You know, nobody would.
What about battle tanks?
Remember proximity mines with the GoldenEye with the battle mode?
Yeah, that's a bullshit round though.
Because I would put proximity mines at all of the spawn points.
Nobody cares.
Oh yeah, one level. And you could put a mine on it, and the people would drop down from the ceiling as a respawn. And every time they did it, they'd blow the fuck up. That's like the one thing I remember from the game.
What about
put those shits on the backs of doors?
Doors.
Did you ever play pod racing?
Yeah, fuck yeah, that was the shit.
I only played it with this one dude, and he used to sell acid. No, he sold heroin, but we bought acid together. It was a long time ago, and we did drugs. Go figure. And I remember we would drop like 5 hits of acid, and we would sit like 6 inches from the goddamn TV. And we would play pod racing, and it was like, if you die in real life. And we would do that.
I kind of feel like not for nothing, like the Star Wars games for N64 are some of the best Star Wars games ever made. Like Rogue Squadron was the shit.
Oh yeah.
Pod Racing was the shit. What was the other one? Shadows of the Empire was the shit. Yeah. Yep. Like all that shit was great.
Bobby, was that Rogue? What was the one where was it Rogue Squadron where you're on Hoth and you're emulating that battle?
Dark Forces did that. Or,
I think Rogue Squadron did it too.
I think they did too. Yeah, but there was the one.
Every fucking Star Wars game has done that. Fucking
which is the one that you played is Dash Rendar? What was that game?
That was Dark Forces. That was the shit. Also, that was a computer game though.
No, that was the Dash Rendar one. The Dash Rendar one was on N64.
Oh, Dash Rendar is Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a dumb. Yeah.
Did y'all play NFL Blitz or anything? Did y'all play any sports games?
Dash Rendar was like a knockoff Han Solo.
Yeah.
And actually, a fun fact about Shadows of the Empire was Shadows of the Empire was a total beta run for Episode 1.
like when they were gearing up to do episode 1, they wanted to try this mass media push. So they tested it on this book called Shadows of the Empire. They released the novel, the video game, the soundtrack, and like an art book or some shit, like all at the same time, in order to test the market to see how the market would support a Star Wars product. And they used that to base their marketing strategy for episode 1.
Bobby, were you in your 20s when episode 1 came out?
No.
You were in your teens?
Yeah.
Did y'all have a Dreamcast?
No.
I did.
I loved the Dreamcast. There was a dolphin one I loved playing.
Echo.
You were a dolphin.
Was it Echo the Dolphin?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Because Echo the Dolphin, I had the Genesis game.
I loved playing the Echo. It was a hard game too. And there was one game where you would grow like
Evo. EVO. That's what I was just saying. For EVO, and you would evolve from like an amoeba.
Is that what you could talk into? They had like a mic on your controller, and you could talk to it.
Oh, I don't know about that. No, you're
there was some kind of game.
I don't know about that.
No, I'm just saying. No, I mean there was a game I loved to play. You would grow something, and it would turn into like a frog, and you could grow it into something.
Yeah, there was a game called EVO. It was for the Super Nintendo and the Sega, as far as I know. And you could you would get enough points, and then you could pick did you want to continue as an amphibian or grow on the ground, and you would make this crazy scaled dragon unicorn thing by the end or something, or you would be a human.
What about?
No, I'm talking about this one. What I was talking about was Cautions. It was called Caution Seaman.
What? Seaman?
It's just called Seaman.
Seaman? Yeah, Seaman.
Who was playing that game with you, Matt? I want their names.
Anyways, it was.
I might have a lawsuit.
You had a mic on your controller, and you could talk to it. You grew it from an amoeba to all this weird shit.
I feel like Matt is just his psyche has turned some early childhood trauma into a video game.
Are you thinking about AOL Messenger?
Matt's
I know exactly.
Matt's mom sneezed on a petri dish and said, "This is a new fun video game."
I know, and I talked to it.
So my funny story about the Dreamcast is I worked at Best Buy when they decided that the Dreamcast was not going to sell. And so Dreamcast or Sega pulled the plug on it, and they were like, okay, well, we can't send these back if there's any problem with the box or anything like that. So what Best Buy did is junk out, and it's you got a couple bucks per pound or something like that. And I walked into the back. I'm like, this is my lucky day. Someone slashed the Dreamcast box when they opened up the box. Brought it up to kind of $2.50. I'm like, I'll take it.
Wow,
dude! The Dreamcast, I was pissed because I went to Sears and got my first credit card to buy one. And I think maybe not even 2-3 weeks later is when they decided they weren't going to fucking sell any more games or anything for it. I was so mad. I paid top dollar for it, whatever it costs, and I got a couple games. And after that, they said, we're not making any more games for it. I was so pissed. But,
Did you ever play the Mortal Kombat Gold on there? That's something I always wanted to play.
I did.
I
have it, I think.
No shit. I would love to play that.
You still have a Dreamcast?
I do. I still have my $2.50 Dreamcast. It's still in existence.
Nice. That's awesome.
I never got a chance to play it. I always wanted to play it because it was like Mortal Kombat 3, but with all the characters.
Nice. Unreal Tournament. I loved Unreal Tournament. I played that on PC. And Quake. Did anybody play Quake at all?
I was a Doom 2. I definitely got down on the Doom 2, but
I love some Quake. That was some good shit back then. God damn, we could spend 5 hours talking about video games.
Yeah. But we need to wrap it up because I need to hop up off here.
Shattercast Uncut, a podcast.
A podcast about things.
Yep.
Dude, it's fun, man. Going back and reminiscing.
Yeah. I had a fucking good time with that conversation. Okay. Refreshing.
All right. Thank y'all for joining us. Sorry we didn't have very much Transformer stuff. And good night, folks.
Shoutouts to Cool Table Network, ROC, Edges Around, Toy Detox, Plastic Fanatics, Spirit Vultures, Nerd Rage Radio, Wigs,
and my personal favorite, the well-established Gentleman's Show, Stasis Lock.
At Real Robot, at Fear Corpse.
I am Rat
third-party TF Crashers and Open Your Toys podcast.
This podcast is intended for mature audiences only and sole purpose is entertainment. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now and...
Shut the fuck